you and I, and that's it. And we're live. Boom. I think. And hopefully the audio can pick me up, or at least can hear me on the receiving end of the mic, because that has had problems in the past.
There it is. I see the notification.
Nice. It always takes a while, and again, I bring this up all the time, but you never... Usually when you had it linked to your PS4, it will automatically share it on whichever social media platform you want, like Twitter or whatever. Now you have to like do it manually separately. Like, oh, you do a stream, and now you're doing something on your other platform. So you got to link it to the other account. Like, oh, go to Twitter, but then PS4 did it simultaneously. It's like, that's so much easier.
Yeah,
okay, good. I can't hear me and you. Hello, everybody. 25 people already joined in. How's it going? Happy Friday. Happy April 29th, almost to May, shockingly enough. But yes, happy Friday. How's it going? Doing a celebratory live stream out of the nowhere, impromptu style, because I wanted to celebrate with you guys. Just being able to reach such an incredible milestone has been a dream come true. Still planning to keep growing and keep making all the Spider-Man content you guys love and that I love doing for you guys. And it would not be possible without all your support throughout this wonderful journey that we've been on since 2016, making videos with my little tiny iPhone and in my small little college dorm room, not caring the world. And now, seeing how far we've come as a community and as the Spidey Squad family together has just been an honor, and just seeing again how far of a milestone we've made. If I can look it up, of course. Can't forget every time. Oh, I don't even have it in this file yet, see? Because right now I'm just doing a random save file of the game where I need to still find the Spidey Squad Easter egg, which is somewhere here. But it's all a group effort as a team, a unit, a family, and I'm just lucky to be a part of it and share this journey with all you guys daily. Has been one of the highlights of just doing this whole YouTube quest journey escapade, and just sharing it with all you and sharing my experiences with all you has been an honor. From interviewing the developers at Insomniac to talking to all you guys in other live streams, or being able to raise money for charity with all your assistance has been a huge privilege, and I keep hoping that we are doing you guys justice with all the videos that I try to do as often as possible. I know I sadly have been slacking recently since there's been a little bit of a drought in terms of news, and also just me personally being busy with my own life and stuff that's going on for my own day-to-day business. But I'm still lucky to be able to do this whenever I can, and share that with you guys is, again, a dream come true and a huge, huge honor. So thank you. Leave a like on the stream. Share it with your friends if you're happy to see me play more Spider-Man Remastered on the PS5 with my buddy, by the way, who's joining me, Ghosty, who has been featured in various live streams in the past with other Spidey Squad members like Andrew, Spidey Outcast, and Franco, Stealth Gamer, who are not here, sadly. They're both busy, but it's a Friday afternoon. I have a bit of free time. I want to do this either on the weekend or sooner, right when we reach this milestone, but luckily I'm able to do it now when I have a little bit of a free period to just have to myself and do this. And hopefully afterwards I can do some more videos if any news occurs for the game or for Marvel games in general. We've already had some recent news for Avengers and Spider-Man 2 collabs with some other awesome creators like News to Astonish, Joseph Whitty, Comic Blast Keenan. We did a live stream on News to Astonish's channel, and I personally did a collab with Joseph Whitty and News to Astonish recently, which you can go and check out in case you missed it. It was great fun. Came out really well, how the video turned out, so I'm really proud of how they were finalized. And just talking about the game, Marvel Spider-Man 2, that we're all looking forward to, and I thought, oh, let's play a Marvel game that doesn't suck like Marvel's Avengers does, with Spider-Man Remastered so we can have a grand old spanking fun time because, oh my god, I just, like, Ghosty and I were talking before, like, wouldn't it be fun, Ghosty, if we could play, like, a multiplayer-centric game with the Spidey Squad together for a stream? Like, yeah, what game is there that's Marvel-related, that's multiplayer?
What
like,
game is it there?
yeah. Does one exist? Do you know of any? Oh, yeah, Marvel's Avengers. No, not that one. Anything but that one. It just hurts. Like, why does it have to be so painful? Like, it's so weird that that's a thing. It's crazy.
And we can just play Genshin Impact, but it's like that doesn't gain as many views as
that's
something
what I'm
like
saying.
Spider-Man.
Like, we could just do Genshin. Like, I love Genshin Impact so much. Like, we just play that. But no, we can't because a lot of you guys don't know what that game is. But that's okay.
Yeah, but hey everyone, how's everyone going?
How is everyone doing? I'm so sorry I have not read any of the comments yet. I'm still trying to send out this frickin' tweet on Twitter to share the stream that we are currently doing now because, again, the PlayStation 5 is not fond of simultaneously tweeting out a link on YouTube and on your social media page with
which is so
Twitter,
weird.
Instagram, or Facebook, which is definitely weird because the PS4 does that with ease. PS4 and PS4 Pro do that easily, but the PS5 does not, which is strange. And for a system which heavily is kind of leaning towards like the social media aspect, like with the parties and connecting with others, and there's like a bunch of like community features on the PS5 that the PS4 doesn't have, and yet it's like, oh, we can't do this one simple thing of linking all your social accounts together when you post one thing. It's like, why? Because I don't stream from my laptop or anything. I stream directly from the console system, so that's why it's not as well put together as like, you know, another type of platform like a Twitch user would do. Because I don't have a Twitch, I don't have an Instagram, I don't have a TikTok, thank Christ. Yeah, I don't plan to do any flossing or anything on the TikTok, sorry. With is that what they do? I don't even know what TikTok is, to be honest. It's just weird. Like, is it
Me
Vine?
neither. I honestly
Isn't it
do
just
not know.
Vine? I'm sorry, but like, isn't it like? Well, during the stream, I'll be ranting a lot. Like, isn't like hot take today? Like out the wazoo. So like, isn't TikTok just Vine? I don't understand what TikTok is.
I mean, it's like Vine, but like basically for normies.
For normies. I bet TikTokers don't even know what Vine it was. You know, like they're just the millennial generation, just like, let me just put some freaking background music while dancing to a song or whatever they do. I don't even know what TikTokers
basically.
do. Let's see. Celebrating your chain case by playing Marvel Spider-Man Remaster while discussing Marvel Spider-Man 2, Marvel News and more. Boom! Spidey Squad, thank God. I don't know why it took me so long to post that. I'm sorry, we're 5 minutes in, probably still looking at Spider-Man's backside. But I got the tweet out, thank God, and it is posted, and the link does go to my channel. Yes, it does. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. Good. Okay.
Someone in the chat just says, "Do a flip."
Do a flip, Spider-Man. Do a flip. Yeah, not bad. Oh, great. All right. Okay. I am here and we're ready to rock. What is up, everybody? Carlos de Alvarado, Figgy Swift, Ruben Silva, Jacob Gaming, Sebaz Diaz, Georgie Mamalasavili. I'm so sorry I pronounced that wrong. Akon, Dark Attack, Crispy Crab, Matthew O'Reilly, Sebaz Diaz, Gabriel B, and Jamie Moffat, as well as Somu Samba, and Sith Morrison, and Life Geeks YT, and Iri Andrade. I'm so sorry for missing anyone. What is up, guys? I'm so sorry it took me forever to get to everybody respond to you, but we're back, finally starting, and again, celebrating 80,000 subscribers. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon. Just playing this game again because it's the frickin' best, and talking to my pal Ghosty, and other people might show up depending on who is available today. We don't know if it was to Astonish or Joseph Whitty or anyone else might appear because they're also busy too. But we shall see what happens.
Yeah, we will see.
We shall see. Who knows? Might have some surprise cameos in store. But yeah, anyways, Marvel Spider-Man 2 news. There isn't any because
there isn't any.
It's just a massive drought. But like the reason why I say there's no like official news, but there have been recent rumors and leaks, quote unquote, from these sites. Like, dude, trust me, bro. This is totally a legitimate fact and not anything fake to get clickbait or whatsoever. Like, it's so obvious it's fake, but for whatever reason, people always seem to believe it because they're so thirsty for news. Like, oh, let me just believe this random quote on this 4chan post. That's totally legitimate and not fake at all. And it's just like, they gotta be more considerate, like, knowing about who's doing what and who's saying what, because it's just, like, oh, they're gonna have freaking Screwball as the main villain for the game. Like, no. Like, who thought of this? Who is saying this? I don't like him. I don't understand. Like, you know, so it's just, it's a whole weird situation. People doing that. Germs, hey Evan, I'm here to enjoy the milestone celebration live stream with you guys. Congrats on being greater for the past 6 years. Thank you so much. As keep at it, Spyleer. Thank you so much, Germs X2. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we're doing you justice with the videos, the streams, the Twitter posts, everything, because you guys deserve it.
Yeah, well, we're here like waiting for Spider-Man 2, and there's like actual news for Spider-Man 2.
Actual news that has legitimate sense. Whereas, like, okay, like if you say, like, I think this will happen, you know, like you're assuming a thing will occur for the game, like that's fine. But if you're like, the recent leaks, which we'll get into now, is like if you're saying for a fact, Wraith, you know, Yuri Watanabe's Wraith is going to be a playable character in the game. Oh my God, it's happening! It's like who said this? Where did you get this from? Why do you think this is going to happen? Oh, just because this online guy said it. Like, no, wrong.
No.
like you gotta have some facts backing it up. Matthew O'Reilly, hey Evan, congrats on 80K. Just wondering your feelings on Spider-Man 2002 turning 20 years old next week. Feel old yet? Haha, I already feel old, sadly, Matthew, since my birthday was on April 10th. And I'm now crazy enough the same age as Peter Parker in Miles Morales, where he's 24 years old. That's me. I'm feeling old, which is nuts. And trying my best, but it's a lot. But yes, Spider-Man 2002, my favorite Spider-Man movie, is gonna turn 20 in next week in May, because it did release in May of 2002. What was it? May 2nd, May 3rd, I think it was.
May 4th, I think.
May 4th. Oh, whoops. But it's sick because that movie is literally fantastic. And a lot of people are wondering if they're going to do like a 20th anniversary shebang for it. Like not just for hopefully re-releasing the movie in theaters, but also like here's a brand new wave of merchandise. Like here's a new wave of Spider-Man 2002 Funko Pops and Hot Toys and collectibles, like, because they did that, I think, for the X-Men movie, for the first X-Men movie in 2020, where it released in 2000. So they're wondering if they'll happen again for.
Well, I mean, we're actually getting Tobey Maguire merchandise because of No Way Home, because
I saw that, yeah, like they recently released like a couple Cos Babies, which are like, they're kind of like Funko Pops, but not.
Yeah.
And they're doing it for Toby's Spider-Man and his villains. So like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and Sandman all have like little mini bobblehead Cos Babies. And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Electro. I don't know about Lizard. I don't think I saw one for Lizard or anything, but
I don't think there it is.
I saw Electro, Max Dillon, where he has the cool new yellow, classic looking outfit, and the little triangle-shaped star mask, and then the Spider-Man 2 suit, Cos Baby, which looks sweet.
Yeah, and they also announced the Hot Toys figures of for Tobey and Andrew.
I did see that, yeah, like, which is weird because now they have a whole new wave of merch for their characters, but it's not for their movies. It's for the No Way Home film. So, like, how would that affect the lineup of merch for, like, if they did a again, like a 2002 20th anniversary wave of merch, where they just like, oh, here's the 2002 Raimi suit Hot Toy, like, because the first suit's different from the second suit and the third suit.
Yeah.
Or would they just go like, here's the No Way Home version with, like, how would they do that? So it's going to be really odd to see how they manage all that. Resident Evil player, Hi, Evan. Sorry I'm late. I just got out of school. No problem, dude. Thank you for joining. I hope you're doing well in school, and thank you for joining. Although, if you have a test coming up or anything, probably focus on that instead of my stream. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Because I know, like, I say that out of personal, like, advice. Because, like, I do personally have, like, an exam coming up for my, because right now I'm in, I think I brought this up. I am in San Francisco City College trying to get a degree in communications, and right now I'm finishing up my main classes for the spring semester. And coming up, I have a final on my intercultural communications class and a group final on my group communications class. And then I'm also taking a couple general ed classes to fill out a few whatever, like, requirements and stuff for the frickin', you know, degree and certification, but it's just like a whole mess of nonsense. And it's like, oh, you know, you're going to do a major in communications. All right, take a class in astronomy. Like, excuse me? What are you talking about? Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Like, they make you do that, but also it's like I'm legitimately taking, like, I would say 3 classes that pertain to my major and then the 2 other classes that don't relate to it at all. And it's like, why would you do this to my brain?
Why would you do this to me?
Why would you give me more anxiety than I already need? Hey, Evan, I like cheese. Congrats on 80K. I recently broke my leg, and your videos and streams have been keeping me happy while I recover from this. Thanks. Well, dude, I like cheese. That is super kind of you to say. I hope you get well soon. I'm so sorry about your leg, but thank you so much for tuning in and staying tuned and watching all the videos. Hopefully that you enjoy them. Hopefully we're doing you justice, and I know for a fact that all the Spice Squad guys and I are hoping that you recover fast, and we're all here for you, so thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I know recently, I think you guys hopefully have been enjoying the collabs I've been trying to do with a lot of different people, and if you see, like, I love collaborating with the same people, because I don't mind, like, talking to, like, News to Astonish and Joseph Woody and even my buddy Franco Greco we did a collab with about Web of Shadows, connecting it to Spider-Man 2. But I also love talking to other people, because when I look up, like, on YouTube, for example, I look up, like, Marvel Spider-Man 2, because, like, that relates to my whole channel, but also, like, I see, like, who is talking about this game, you know, because clearly only, like, a few insane people like myself would talk about it on a continuous basis because we're so excited for it. But you see, like, oh, they're talking, like, you guys probably know the channel New Rockstars. They're great. Like, they do all the Easter egg breakdowns for the Marvel shows and stuff. I love them.
Yeah.
And it's like they talk about the MCU, right? They always talk about the MCU, the movies, the shows. And it's like, that's great. But it's like, I've never seen anyone, like, consistently talk about the games. Like, I don't see anyone besides me talking about, like, the Skydance New Media Amy Hennig game, Midnight Suns, which, by the way, Ghosty and I right here, who's in the party with me, are going to do a collab on Midnight Suns, the game, once we get more news about it. It's just that we currently do not have any news about it right now. And, of course, if they do, like, a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 game, which I'm begging for at this point, and also a, I guess they're doing it. I was going to say, like, in case they do another Avengers type game, they're still doing the Avengers game with Jane Foster Thor and, supposedly, She-Hulk, they'll add, you know, as a character down the line. So stuff like that, like the Marvel games and stuff, right? I never see anyone talk about them besides me, and like Caboose and stuff, right? But it's like, who else is, like, you know, on a frequent basis talking about these games? Like, well, what would I want to listen to? Like, me as just like a fan, like, I want to hear someone talk about, like, the black suit for Spider-Man, or I want to hear someone talk about, like, the co-op feature of the game not existing, because there's not going to be a co-op game element in Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's just going to be a single-player story. It's like, oh, I know, I'll collaborate with other people who do like the games and who also want to talk about this subject with me. So I'll talk about it with my buddy News to Astonish, or Joseph Woody, or Franco Greco, or anyone like that, you know? So it's like, I personally like making videos that I myself would want to hear people talk about. Because there's just a lot more, you know, opportunity to talk about stuff like that that offers for more, like, intriguing insight from people. Like, oh, I've never thought about it like that. Or like, oh, maybe they didn't hear my point before, but now they do understand it more on a deeper level. Or something like that. Like, it's always interesting to get more of a perspective from others.
Yeah. The thing that I love about Evan is that he's like, out of all the content creators that I saw talking about Spider-Man and all that, Evan is like the most honest and sincere when it comes to making Spider-Man content. Like he's like the most honest one that I've seen because and this is coming from someone who's been watching Evan for like since 2016, 2017. Like he never at one point, makes these videos. he never makes these content for money. Of course not. He
Absolutely
makes these videos. He makes these videos because he has passion for it.
Well, thank you, Ghosty. Well, I always just love being able to collaborate with just people like you and everyone else who loves this character. But even if you guys notice, I have never once done a sponsor in any of my videos. And even when I start my videos, I never start like, leave a like and subscribe, all that, because it's like, why would you? First off, people are smart enough to do that on their own. If they, like, you're, like, Ghosty, like, have you ever... like as a viewer of content, have you ever gone out of your way to subscribe or like a video after they tell you to do it, or do you just do it because you judge it based on your own, viewership? Like, that was a good video. I'll leave it a like, or I'll support it, or I'll share it. Do you do it after they tell you to do it? Like, I don't think anyone. It's like the same thing. It's like whenever you see like a TV commercial. And it's like, call this number now. It's like, I'm not going to do that. Like, unless I really want to. Like, even if you're telling me to do it, I will not do it. So it's like the same thing. Like, I'm not going to tell you, like, leave a like and subscribe at the very beginning of my video before I've even done what the video is. Like, that's just like, it's just like begging for, validation. And it's like, yeah, like, if you like the video, that's your prerogative. Like, like, if you like it, I thank you, but like, you do you. I'm not going to force you to do anything. And the same thing with sponsors. Like, first off, I don't like the majority of sponsors I see because it doesn't relate to the channel, but also it's like, I don't do it for the clout. I just do it for like, man, these games look freaking sweet, and like, I really want to talk about it with people who care. And that's why I've been able to do it for as long as I have, because I genuinely care about it. But also, I was going to go get our backpack, but this pigeon just popped out of nowhere. But that's why the Spidey Squad's in the game, because we're just a loving community of fans, and that's why everyone who's watching, Ghosty right here, Franco, News to Astonish, all the Spidey Squad boys, Spidey Skater Boy, Spidey Fan for the win, Vigilante Spider, Spidey Bugle, Michael Stretch, Spidey Outcast, I think I already brought him up. All you viewers, that's that Easter egg, the backpack is for you guys. Like, we're just lucky to be a part of the group, and I've been able to interact and meet with so many other amazing people who I've been able to form the group with. But also, it's just like, it's a unit, it's a team. It's a team ownership. It's a team effort that we're all there, and we're here in the game now because of you guys watching and your passion for the character, and that's what makes the Spidey Squad so different and so, I would think, much more interactive and much more, what's the word? It starts with an I. My brain is farting right now.
So basically, what
just Evan's caring, yeah. I'm trying to get the backpack.
So basically, what he's trying to say is that
intimate. That's the word. Intimate. It's a lot more intimate than a lot of other communities are, because we genuinely care about the fan base and the people who take time to watch my videos and all that, and just everyone taking time just to be in love with this character in the game because it's so cool. Oh my God, I'm trying to find the Easter egg, but these demons just jumped me. Or I actually jumped them, but they're all over the place now. Oh, man. But let me see. I was going to say that there's a lot more intrigue right now going on because No Way Home released, and now Toby's back in the public eye, and Andrew is too, even though he just announced he's taking a break from acting, which I find hilarious. Because he's like, for a fact, like, I got to take some me time and, take some time to just be a normal guy. Like, that's great. But it's like, No Way Home made like close to $3 billion. So it's like, I think the check just kind of came in the mail, and he's good. I'm just kidding. But it's like, I'll take a break now after coming back as Spider-Man. And then, of course, Morbius is terrible. Which you hate, even though I think it's a cinematic masterpiece, but that's just me. No, it's like, he probably saw that. He's like, and he saw like the announcement of El Muerto. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna just bounce. But right here, this is what I was trying to get to. Our pin right here in the backpack in Harlem, by the way. It's right on the map. It is right where my arrow is. Like right there is where our backpack resides in Harlem. Every time I always get a huge grin on my face. Boom.
Spidey Squad.
So amazing.
Fan club. When Jameson's going off on me.
Yeah, I
Never,
can.
it's never gets old, in my opinion. Never gets old. Oh, I didn't even see donation from JP. Thank you so much, JP. Everyone go support and follow JP on Twitter. He's easily one of the best people in our community, and just he's a wonderful person in general. Hope you answer my other super chat in this live stream. Oh, there was another one. I'm so sorry. What new suits?
Oh my God.
Because on the TV it doesn't pop up. I have to look at my phone instead, and there's no one looking at it with me. I guess Ghosty, you could if you want to help out, but I have to look at my screen and my phone at the same time. This live stream. What new suits are you hoping for Pete and Miles in Spider-Man 2 besides the symbiote suit? Great question, JP. Thank you very much for your donation. I genuinely appreciate it. And there was the other one. Congrats, man. It's the same question. What are the suits, since Miles has a smaller selection of suits than Peter does? Yes, he does. Which is why there were a lot of original suits in his game versus, Peter, where it's like, look at okay, this is a bad example because a lot of them are locked right now, but you have movie suits, classic comic suits, more movie suits, and then boom, original suits as well with the Arachnid Rider, Kamen Rider, Power Ranger knockoff suit, and then the double advanced suit, the armored advanced suit, which I'm not a fan of actually, because it's you already have the anti-ox suit, so why would you do this? And so this is a bit excessive in my opinion, but that's why the advanced suit is just so slick. It's clean and simple, but that's just a bit of overkill. For me, Peter. Well, I did a video with my buddy Ronnie Pugs going over the top 10 black suits we would love to see, which would be great. But for standard red and blue or black suits, for Miles, normal suits, I really kind of want the obscure ones like Spider-Man Unlimited, which I would love to see. The Web Cape, Bullet Point Spider-Man, which looks really cool in the comics, Spider Phoenix. I think there's another one that's a bit obscure. Not obscure, but the sensational Spider-Man suit. The Ben Reilly OG.
Well, I mean that's a popular one.
That is a favorite one, but the one that some people kind of forget when they look at the suits, which one would they want to see? They see Scarlet Spider, they see the Kane Scarlet Spider, but then not this you know what I mean, right? The sensational Spider-Man suit for Ben Reilly, not this one, but the big black logo on the chest, and the exterior web shooters, the big wrist web shooters, which looks sick, this the Scarlet Spider one has right here. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for more costumes. I don't another leak all the suits in the game are gonna have a black suit variant. Yeah. You mean the undie suit is gonna have a black suit freaking tidy whitey variant? Yeah. No, I don't think so. Incorrect, sir. Incorrect. Michael Courtney Vlogs. Hey Evan, I just looked at a video a little while ago by YN Section. I believe it shows him using the electric webbing on the Sable turrets. It is absolutely insane. Yes, I've seen that video, not from YN Section, but I think I think it was a video from Game Ranks. Where they talked about top 10 features in games you probably didn't notice or something like that, or maybe it just was a Spider-Man focused video or something. But yeah, if you use the electric webbing on one of the turrets on the Sable APCs or the vans, they'll be disabled, pun intended. So they will not work if you just shoot it with the electric webbing and go from there, and then they're just kaput, which is pretty sweet. I'm trying to... What's the combo scaffolding? Oh, that's pretty easy. But yeah, all these little ins and outs of utilizing the game's environment to your advantage and Peter's intellectuality with the gadgets he has, I love that. I think it's sick. Do I have the Noir suit? We're doing a stealthy thing. I'll wear the Noir. And it's raining, so that works. And
we got another donation from GP.
Thank you, JP.
$2. He says, I meant, what suits would you like to see return from the first game and from Miles Morales?
Return. It sucks because I don't have all of them unlocked right now in the save file. But there's a lot of course, I brought this up. This is just a pet peeve of mine. Like, I'm so, obsessive with this suit, the advanced suit, that in the new version, in the trailer, that we see in the Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailer, they got rid of the red, cool leg racing stripes on the side of the suit. Now it's a bit too blue for me on the new one. So I hope there's a scene, like, we see him craft the advanced suit in this game and then craft the anti-ox suit. So I hope in the sequel we see Peter and Miles craft their updated suits with, like, the iron spider legs and the blue, electricity that Miles now has in the sequel, which is interesting. Because I guess it's overexposure from the new form explosion or whatever it was. But, like, add in, like, the original suits from the first games, as well as, like, that'd be cool if they brought every single suit back. But if I had to choose, like, top 5, I would probably say, and I've already gone record, like, the advanced suit's my favorite. But if I had to do, like, top 5, I would probably go, like, Scarlet Spider, because I love how the Scarlet Spider suit looks in this game. There was the other, let's see, I forgot, like, there's so many suits now that are unlocked that I forget about, but, Cyborg Spider-Man was cool. The Spider Armor, the Silver Spider, that one is
Spider
sweet.
Armor, Spider Armor MK1.
The MK1 Spider Armor, the, 29.9 suits are cool.
What could be another one?
Top suit for those, though.
Any of the MCU Spider-Man suits?
I guess. Like, see me, I'm not a stickler for the movie suits, because I know people, like, were so complaining about, like, where's the Raimi suit in the first game? It's like, I couldn't say anything at the time. I can say it now since it's out, but I knew they were going to add the suit in the game. I just couldn't reveal it because they had to keep it as a surprise. And not only did they add it for a free thing as a Christmas present. For
free?
Mm-hmm. So it's like, where are they adding it? It's like they're going to add it, but they're just waiting for the right time because they know how popular the suit is. I need them to get closer to the scaffolding so I can bring it down.
You hear that, Crystal Dynamics? They add the suit for free.
Yeah, you hear that, Square Enix? You hear that? Well, Eidos Montreal are Legends because of Guardians, but, like, they helped make Avengers, so it's like, you hear that? Yeah, no, didn't think so. There we go. Okay, I did it.
Jesus Christ! I can't believe they have to make us pay $20 for a
Yeah, you have to
suit,
pay,
man.
like, what, $15 just to unlock the Far From Home suit in Avengers when it's free in this game? Like, why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
It's very, very upsetting and weird and bad, and no one likes it. I think, there's a lot of different suits that I think they could add in the game, but I think they know how important the suits are for a lot of people. Like me, I'm just going to wear the Advanced Suit 2.0 and the new Miles suit the whole time, and then the black suit, Advanced Suit, when they make that, of course. But it's like, as a fan, like Ghosty, do you wear alternate suits in the game?
Only like when I'm doing side missions, but not really when I'm doing like the main story. Exactly,
like I do the same thing. Yeah, like because when they're doing like the main story stuff, I'm not gonna wear like the undies suit during when he's, talking to MJ on the top of the feast shelter where he's like, Harry's sick and dying. Oh my God. Meanwhile, he's just naked. Like, like I'm not gonna do that because it doesn't fit the tone of the story. So when they do that, it's like, yeah, I'm only going to wear, like, the default canon suits for the game, right, for the narrative. But, yeah, like, if I'm doing, like, a side mission or just swinging around fighting bad guys, then, yeah, I'll wear, like, an alternate suit for fun. Like, right now, like, with the Noir suit, just for taking out these henchmen for you guys to see and enjoy. But me, I would just always wear the advanced suit. But, with that said, again, a bonus there, JP, is that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to be an exclusive on PS5. So hopefully with the storage space that's there and the amount of room that they can have to improve and expand upon their core systems, they would see how much people love the alternate suits, that they would hopefully add in the majority, if not all of them back for Peter and Miles, as well as some new ones. Which is why, like, you saw them add, like, they even kind of proved that with, right here, the integrated suit and the black and gold suit from No Way Home. Because they only added them for the PS5 version of the remaster, but not the PS4 version. Because there's only so much they can do to add on to the game without breaking it. And granted, it's like, well, it's just 2 costumes. Like, yeah, that is weird, but there's so much other stuff going on in the game's format that's hard for them to manage simultaneously. Like the city loading times and the graphic fidelity capabilities running on the PS4 Pro and PS4. and then the textures of the new suits are different in the remaster than how they are in the PS4 version. Like there's like additional stuff, like the textures look cleaner and crisper on the advanced suit and the remaster. But then there's also like more reflective detail and like the lenses and stuff on the mask, and the webs have more of like sheen to them versus the PS4 version, which still look great, but is obviously much more detailed with the fidelity mode enhanced on this. Plus, the recently added VVR or VRR edition, which makes the game pretty much run at like 120 FPS, which is insane.
Which is insane, yeah.
And they're the only developers who have done that on the PS5 so far. Like Naughty Dog hasn't done that with
Uncharted
or Last of Us. Well, actually, only Uncharted because Last of Us is not on the PS5 natively. It's backwards compatible on PS5, but not like they haven't done like a full thing yet.
Or Sucker Punch with Ghost of Tsushima, or
God of War. Well, actually, no, because that's again God of War is only on PS4.
Or Horizon.
Horizon, yeah, that's right. Forbidden West. Forbidden West is incredible. Please play that game if you haven't already, you guys. Should have played that. I'm just kidding. This game is great. It's just like, man, I miss Horizon.
But also because let's be honest, guys. Like the PS4 is getting kind of old now, and so
I'm even more shocked. Like the PS5 has already been out for nearly 2 years.
year
and a half right now, but still, by the time Marvel Spider-Man 2 comes out, which I'm personally assuming October of 2023, just to be guesstimating right now, I think it'll be out for like 3 years at that point, which is insane. So, there's a lot more, depth to explore with that system than the PS4 could even handle. So I think there's a lot of opportunity to expand the core foundation of the game, which is what we've been saying for ages now. Like, because it's an exclusive, there's a lot more freedom that they can have as developers that they don't have to worry about with like cross-generation stuff. Which is why, like, even though I love Miles Morales, the game, it still looks and runs fine on my PS4 Pro. But knowing that, it's going to be like Miles, pun intended, better on the PS5 versus a cross-gen experience. So because of that, because of its exclusivity and its, detail and development, I think they might have the opportunity to make like, oh, here's the entire layout of suits from the first game plus 10 more, 20 more, whatever more, Or they'll just choose like the fan favorites and then go from there. We don't know, but
I think they're gonna go with that. Like they're just gonna choose like the fan favorites from the first game from Miles Morales, and then they're gonna implement them in the second game.
Like, given how much people whined about the suits, they're definitely gonna add in all the movie suits plus the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, which they'll do because now he's back, from No Way Home, and they added the first suit in the main game, the first Amazing Spider-Man suit, but not the second suit because they added the No Way Home integrated suit and the black and gold suit, which, by the way, I think I've said this already, this suit's trash. I don't know why it exists. It's pointless, and it's dumb.
It's pointless,
and bad and stupid and dumb, and I don't like it, and this should not... This suit should not have been the game, but the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit should have taken its place. 1,000%. Let's see.
Oh, we got a donation.
Another donation. Thank you so much.
Spider Median 1 with $2 donation. He says, "Do you think the No Way Home ending suit will be in Spider-Man 2?"
1,000%. Actually, legitimately 1,000%, because I reckon that's weird, because now I was going to say if they're going to add this suit, but Across the Spider-Verse got delayed. So I don't know if...
which hurts me.
And the reason why I bring that up is because they're going to add the new Miles suit from that movie into the game.
Oh, absolutely. 1,000%.
So they're going to do the Across the Spider-Verse Miles suit and the No Way Home ending Peter suit and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie suit. So that's 3 movie suits right off the bat, 2 for Peter, 1 for Miles. But now that Across the Spider-Verse got delayed, I don't know what their endgame goal is, when it could release. Like, okay, so say, and why I say this is, because didn't they confirm the date of Across the Spider-Verse is like June something?
I think it was. I think
It's
the movie
mid.
is kind of.
It's middle in the year, I think.
I think it's good. I think it's gonna be first half of 2023. If I
Okay,
remember
that's
correct.
actually fine then, because if Marvel Spider-Man 2 releases in October, like in the fall, then yeah, like one of the pre-order bonuses is going to be like one suit for Peter, one suit for Miles. One suit for Peter is going to be the No Way Home ending suit. The other suit's going to be the Across the Spider-Verse Miles suit. You already know that's going to happen 1,000%. And then on top of that, you could have like a third suit for just black suit Spider-Man pre-order bonus, like a black suit Peter suit, you know. And it could be like just some extra looking cool black suit variant, like an original design, because they did that in no, wait, the pre-order suit. There were 3 pre-order suits, right?
There were 3 pre-order suits. Yeah,
Iron Spider, Spider-Punk, and Velocity suit. So an original suit, a comic suit, and a movie suit. So they could do the same here, like an original. Well, I guess they could do 2 movie suits and 1 original suit. So they could do Across the Spider-Verse Miles suit for Miles, No Way Home ending suit for Peter, because those are 2 movies that cross-promote for the game, and then the random original black suit variant for black suit Peter. 3 suits, pre-order bundle, perfect. And then a collector's edition Venom statue, and I'm all set, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it will have to be like 2 movie suits, 2 comic suits, and then 2 original suit designs.
That'd be wild. If they go that far, that'd be sweet. But I don't know if they would be like, because they're so cool. Like they were, Insomniac are so cool because they're not going to make you pay for the in-game suits, regardless. You just unlock them by playing the game. But how would they go about it for this with, you know, the new movies coming out and stuff? Because at that point, would they start promoting like another Spider-Man movie in 2023, 2 years after No Way Home released?
Well, I mean, we have.
Would one even come out?
Spider-Verse.
Well, like I mean, an MCU Spider-Man movie, like a Tom Holland-centric MCU, or an Amazing Spider-Man 3, or like a Spider-Man 4. Because Sam Raimi, by the way, is a madman. What he's saying right now. Have you seen what he's recently been saying online?
Yeah, I did.
He's like, oh, I'd love to do Spider-Man 4. Like, Sam, do you know what you're saying right now? Like, you know, like, I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm saying it's like, this is the thing that people have been dreaming of ever since it was canceled in 2011. So now he's like, he's back doing Doctor Strange. Toby's back in the public eye because of No Way Home. He's like, yeah, I'd love to do a Spider-Man movie. It's like, bro, then do it. Like, Jesus, like, Sony, let him do what he wants. So it's just wild how he's allowed to say that, and there's no like repercussions, or you know, there's no like, it should be like pandemonium, but right now it's like, oh yeah, I can do it. Like, oh my god, you know, like, but the reason why I say that is like he could actually end up doing it. We have no idea what their plan is.
I mean, he might could. I mean, you never know because I mean.
But no, they'll do El Muerto, Ghosty. Don't you want El Muerto in Morbius 5? Because they're gonna skip 2 to 4. They're just gonna go straight to the 5th Morbius movie with I don't know, another variant of Morbius as the villain. Who knows? It's
pain,
insane.
Evan.
It's pain out of the wazoo, because Ghosty saw Morbius and he didn't like it, whereas I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, I think the only reason why people didn't like it is because the post-credit scenes sucked, because I thought it was actually fine. I actually liked it better than the Venom movies, because it took the tone that I wanted for the Venom movies, but for Morbius, like the darker route, more serious, as much as they could for a PG-13 rating that they're obviously trying to shoehorn into the MCU. But, you know, I want, like I've said this a million times, I wanted what they did with the Joker for Venom, and instead they kind of ended up doing that with Morbius. Like, not as good as the Joker, but like in that tone and that route for the character, but they kind of went the like the more Spider-Wuss route for Venom instead. So
yeah, and like I think the reason it would be funny as hell if Andrew Garfield retired because he saw the plans for Sony's Spider-Man universe and he was like,
yeah,
nah, bro, I can't.
He's like, just sign me out, please. I've had enough of this. Because that's the thing, like, Toby has gone on record saying he loved doing it, and, you know, he's up for anything, which is sweet. And I would love to see him again, you know, I'm not begging for it to happen, but if he's down for it, then sure. But
Andrew,
if they do that for, like, Andrew, it's like, yeah, like, what, are you going to shove him into the Morbius verse? I don't know.
like I think like he will only
It's
do
scary.
Amazing Spider-Man. He will do Amazing Spider-Man 3 only if he actually wants to. Like
If
only
he wants
Sony
to. That's the thing. Exactly. Like if these actors like Toby is saying I love Spider-Man, I'd love to do it because that check is so big. I mean, because I love the character. Then yeah, go for it. No, it's like I'm sure he doesn't do it for that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, he's genuinely involved in the character. He came back willingly for No Way Home. So if they do Sam Raimi and Toby again, and they both want to do it, then why not? You know, but if it's like Sony wants to make all these movies, it's like, no, please don't. If it's just, you know, not right, you know, if it's not right for it, then don't do it. But if they're like, yeah, go for it, like, okay.
I mean, if they were to like greenlight Spider-Man 4 or Amazing Spider-Man 3 without the approval of the director or the actor, then that means that they're doing it just for the money, basically.
Well, exactly, because they have to greenlight it for the crew and the cast before they can go on ahead with doing it, or at least I think they would. Otherwise, they're just like, let me just throw a goddamn El Muerto movie on the wall and say Bad Bunny's doing it for no reason. It's like, meanwhile, Bad Bunny's like, who? El Whatto? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, no, yeah, El Muerto, yes.
A character that only appeared in 2 comics.
In 2 issues! Now, okay, in 2 issues. But you know the reason why, though? And, you know, I hate to say it, it's totally for representation. Because look at the headlines. Like, Sony's first ever Latino-led Marvel movie is El Muerto, and it's a Spider-Man villain, right? So you're going to, you know, all the, you know, Latino youths are going to be so flocking to theaters to see it. And it's like, if you thought Morbius was a flop, which it actually wasn't because it did make its money back, which is hilarious.
Surprisingly.
It didn't make $1 bajillion like everyone's saying it did, of course. But it's like, it actually made its money back. So it's not a financial flop. But it's not like the same type of grossing amount that you would see from like a No Way Home or an Avengers movie.
No. Please no. The Morbius sweep.
Morbius sweep, baby! It's real and it cannot be stopped. These are facts, indisputable in nature and relevant to this day that cannot be fought against or distributed afterwards.
They're making a movie about El Muerto, even though they can literally make a live action Miles Morales movie at any moment.
See, is the thing though, can they? Because I don't know what they can and can't do. I'm confused because they're doing that in the animated story, you know, in the animated films. But can they do like a live action 2099, live action Noir, live action Scarlet Spider? Like, can they all do that? Because they're doing it in the animated movies. I guess if they wanted to, they could, but then that's not going to fit in with, again, what they're trying to do. Again, they're trying to fit in all of their Sony Spider-Man villains into the MCU. That's why we see Vulture, for some whatever reason, connected to Morbius.
For whatever reason.
That's why we see Venom, you know, into the MCU for a second, then he goes back. Because they're trying to overlay it with the MCU stuff. So they can't do, like, here's just a random, you know, well, actually, no, because they are doing a Madam Web movie. So what? I don't know what they're doing. You know what? I take it back. I have no clue what they can and can't do. I was going to say, they can't do a Miles movie. They can't do a Miguel O'Hara movie because they're already doing that. But then, yeah, they're doing a Craven movie. They're doing a Madam Web movie. They're doing an El Muerto movie. Por favor, like, my God. So,
please no.
Oh man,
my God,
it's a lot. It's strange. So I don't know what their end game is other than just money, you know. So it's like Jesus.
Like and that with the announcement that Venom 3 is in the works.
That's right. Yeah, they did confirm Venom 3 with a 3 as the E, by the way. So V3NOM.
If they don't do that, it's not movie of the year.
Fan 4 stick meet
Oh,
Venom. How would you pronounce that? V3num?
V3num? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, how would they? I don't know how they go about doing that. Gabriel
also,
B. Oh, I'm sorry, Gabriel B. Oh, well, thank you for the $5 donation, Dragon Bat Spidey. I didn't see that. Gabriel B. said, I mean, we're getting Spider-Woman and Madam Web. They're also making a Silk TV show. Oh my God, are they really? See, I'm more in tune with the games than the film, so I did not know about that.
Yeah, they're making it's going to be the producers of the show will be the same ones from Into the Spider-Verse. Christopher.
Well, actually, that might be okay. I don't know. Yeah, Spider fan, we are Threenum. Yeah.
Which, like, speaking of Venom, like, what are they gonna do in the third movie? Like,
I think, well, actually, they kind of teased it with the detective who gets killed by Shriek. That's Toxin.
Yeah,
Patrick Mulligan. So that's Toxin from the comics. So that's kind of teasing, like, him, and they teased him, like, waking up with a little bit of something in his eyes. So it was like, is that a symbiote tease? Is that some other tease? What's going on? So who knows? Dragon Bat Spidey again, $5 donation. Thank you so much. Hey, Evan, should Sony release the Raimi cut for Spider-Man 3 before Spider-Man 4? And have you heard of Raimi's violent version of Venom's death? I did not hear about Raimi's version of Venom's death.
Yeah. So basically, like,
I would think. Let's see. Should they release Spider-Man 3, Raimi cut of Spider-Man 3 before Spider-Man 4? I mean, I don't like being that guy, but they already did the Snyder cut, so what's stopping them from doing this? Because it's like,
yeah,
they're so, like, the whole point, like, there's no way the Snyder cut's going to happen because it's so bad with it. But the funny thing is, they bullied the studio into doing it, and it worked. And they got what they wanted. So it's like, I mean, I guess they could do it again for Spider-Man 3 director's cut, you know? So it's like,
but I mean,
could.
But the difference between Justice League and Spider-Man 3 is that Justice League was only like a 3-year-old movie.
Yes.
Movie that was only like, and then Spider-Man 3 is like, I don't know, like a decade old now or something.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, I don't know how they're gonna.
But then
that,
again,
honestly.
which is what my whole thing was with No Way Home, because why are they bringing back all these villains and these characters from movies that are ages ago? So why would you rehash it just for frickin' stupid nostalgia bait? But then it turned out it had a service to the story, it had a relevance, and it worked. So I'm glad that happened. But now it's like, well, wait a minute. This is the problem. This is what I was saying before No Way Home came out. Like, does that mean we're gonna get the Amazing Spider-Man 3? Does that mean we're gonna get frickin' Amazing Spider-Man 4? Like, what? I don't understand. With the movies, it's more complicated with all that, which is why I'm like, I just find like salvation in the video games. Like, it's simple. You just got a Spider-Man game coming out, and that's it. You got a Wolverine game coming out, that's it. It's no huss, no fuss. You got a Guardians game that's already out. It's fantastic, and it's like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
But then we also have an Avengers game.
And then you have you have garbage like that coming out. It's like, you know what? I take it all back.
I take it all back.
I take it all back. Just cancel everything. It's terrible. Spider-Man 1. Sorry, what kind of new enemies do you want in SM2? Great question. I think there's going to be a lot more variety for Spider-Man 2 versus this. Because, like, right here you see, we haven't fought them yet, but there's the whip enemies, there's the Gatling gun enemies, there's the shield enemies, there's the swordsmen, there's the gunsmen, there's the melee brawlers. And then in Miles, they kind of amped it up with, like, the underground. Because they have the programmable matter. So they have the gauntlets, they have more intense guns. They can jump faster. Armor, yeah. So you have to defeat them using the Venom powers. They also have, see, I'm dying already. They have, they have the goggles, the infrared goggles, the heat vision goggles. They can see Miles and he's invisible. So I think for this, if they have, like, Peter's, and you see in the trailer, I think those are Kraven's henchmen.
Those are Kraven. Yeah,
in the trailer, because you see like this woman with like combat gear and some knives, and this guy who gets decimated by Peter and Miles, which is hilarious because he's just a guy with his fists, and he's like, "I'm gonna punch you, Spider-Man." Then Peter comes in, roundhouse kicks him in the face, disorients him, probably dislocates his jaw. Then Miles comes in behind him, trips him with his webs, and then they simultaneously slam him on the ground. Like, just dig this man a grave already. He's done. It's over.
and that's also a tease that we might get, like, combo takedowns with both Peter and Miles.
Tag team takedowns. I'm ready for it. So for that, like, they're going to have, like, enemies that will attack their weaknesses. And then Venom, since he's such a huge threat, like, I'm expecting multiple boss fights with Venom. Because there was only one boss fight with Doc Ock, in the main game. I think we're going to get multiple boss fights with Venom.
Yeah.
Somehow,
also,
something tells me that that's going to happen.
But also, like, Here's like one of the things I do not want is that I don't want any symbiote dogs in Spider-Man 2.
Symbiote what?
Like symbiote, like henchmen or something. You know, like if they get infected.
Oh, like Web of Shadows style?
Web of Shadows, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then at that point you're basically just doing Web of Shadows 2.0 basically.
Yeah.
And also because I think it will kind of make Venom less special if everyone in the game can use the symbiote. So just have Venom be like a one of a kind boss fight in the game, or multiple boss fights if we end up fighting him multiple times. But then again, you never know, because with Insomniac, it's like they can do whatever they want with these characters, pretty much. Because it's their Spider-Man universe. It's Brian Intihart and John Paquette, doing the best that they can with these characters. And so ultimately, we'll have to weigh if they're going to do actually go as far as to do symbiote henchmen or symbiote infected people.
If they go that far with it, yeah.
If they're gonna go that far for it, but we'll have to wait and see until
because
2020 or what.
And what's interesting about that, I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just gonna say, the interesting thing and the difference between Web of Shadows and this is that Web of Shadows is like comic book Spider-Man to a T.
Yeah.
Because they have literally all the comic book characters in there, and then Spider-Man's combat's much more exaggerated, with the swagger of a depressed middle-aged white man. So there's that, but then there's also this, it's based in reality as much as it can, which is why you see Spider-Man do realistic takedowns and combat maneuvers instead of the Shattered Dimension style, here's the web fist, here's the web hammers, here's the web, maces and stuff like that, right? So for this, it's you got the Iron Spider tentacles now, you got the Miles Venom Blast powers. You have him jumping in midair with the Venom powers, so it's what could they do to now take that to the next level with the enemies to get on par with those abilities that Peter and Miles are now going to have. So I'm not sure.
I mean, we will have to wait and see. Probably by so I'm expecting any new footage for Spider-Man 2 probably by in a PlayStation showcase.
Definitely a PlayStation showcase. Probably summer or fall this year. I don't think we're going to have to wait all the way until next year to see something.
Yeah, this is not the 2016 days, boys.
Yes. It feels like it now because we're waiting still for some news, but trust me, it'll get better soon. And the good thing is now we have 2 Spider-Man games to keep us occupied, so I'm not fretting about it.
Yeah.
The problem with the first game waiting with Spider-Man PS4 is because we didn't have any game to wait to keep us occupied. We had the older games, but not this level of quality now for Spider-Man. Now we have 2. We have Peter and Miles with their own games, so we are set. At least I'm set.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it too much. But for other people, give me the game now. It's I can wait. Don't worry. Just take your time. Don't delay it. Don't delay it. But I can still wait.
Yeah. A donation from DJ space Ricky space 08. A $10 donation says,
"Thank you so much.
Am I able to join the party on PlayStation? No problem. Just send me your PlayStation.
Yes.
Just send me your PlayStation
This is a public party, I think, right? And you guys can hear Ghosty, by the way, can you? Or Ghosty, can you hear yourself in the stream audio?
Yeah. I actually checked a little earlier to make sure if I can hear my voice.
Great.
Yeah, no problem. Just send me your PlayStation username, and then I will send you a friend request, and then I'll put you in the group. But yeah, so speaking of Marvel games,
thank you so much, DJ Ricky08. I really appreciate your support. And thank you, anyone else who just decides to leave a like or just watching and hanging out with us and taking time out of your day just to give us the time of your day is more than enough. Don't feel like you're inclined to donate because you don't have to, but that's greatly appreciated. Thank you very, very much.
That's greatly appreciated for you, guys.
1,000%. We're also hoping, because we still haven't coordinated fully with Franco and Andrew and you, Ghosty, and Joseph Woody, because we were planning to do a charity stream playing Among Us on PlayStation 5 or just PlayStation in general, and because the game is available on PlayStation, and we wanted to do it just as a goof, but we're still trying to coordinate what time and day to do it, because it's hard, because we're all in different parts of the world, so that's why it's more complicated to coordinate stuff like that. But we want to do another charity stream soon. Because last time we did the charity stream, I think that we held was for the Black Girls Code charity, which was a great organization, which you guys don't know is an organization which allows women of color to enter the tech industry, which is great. And we raised over $1,000 for them, which was excellent. So we're hoping we can do that again for either anything like Among Us or Genshin Impact or Spider-Man or Avengers, like whichever game we feel like playing and playing as a team and as buddies and as the Spidey Squad together. That's what we love doing.
Yeah, and speaking of Marvel games, so obviously we have Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming out in 2023. We obviously know that. We have Marvel's Wolverine by Insomniac, which recently, I think it was Mike Josh, one of the people working on the game, he shares a photo of what it looks like a mocap studio.
Right.
And apparently that's going to be for Marvel's Wolverine. So that means that Marvel's Wolverine is now in the stages of where the
production phase.
Yeah, the production phase of the game. So that means that we might get something for the game by early 2023, or at least something by next year.
Yes, something to show off for it for sure. In terms of release, there's no way, in my opinion, it's releasing before 2024. I'm just being flat out honest with you guys. I think we're gonna get that game earliest is summer 2024. That's if we're lucky, though. I think honestly, it's going to come out in like summer or fall 2024, 2025.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time until we actually get something from Marvel's Wolverine.
Right, because people don't think, they don't seem to understand how games work. Because they're like, oh, they're going to release Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine in 2023. Like, you, sir, are insane. There's no way that is happening in any reality.
No, unless that Insomnia is crazy enough to do it, I don't think that they will be capable of doing it.
No.
No, because here's the thing: is that they first, once they finish the first Spider-Man game, they immediately start working on Miles Morales because it was a more smaller game in comparison to the first one, and that was also the first game to be released on the PS5, and then. Once they were done with Miles Morales,
even though it was cross-gen, they prioritized it. If you noticed in all the marketing on PS5 versus PS4.
Yeah, and then while they would have Miles Morales, they had Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which was more of a a side.
That wasn't exclusive.
Which wasn't exclusive, from Insomnia, because they wanted to test and see what the capabilities of the PS5 are, and so I think because of that, they're gonna prioritize on Marvel Spider-Man 2 first, because obviously they know that many people are gonna be waiting for that game. Prioritize on Spider-Man 2 first, and then once they're done with that, they can focus on Wolverine, which is most likely their next project after Spider-Man 2. And also remember that there's that rumor Insomniac multiplayer game that has been rumored for quite a while.
That's confirmed. That is, That's the
confirmed.
rumor is we don't know if it's a Marvel game or not. But they've been very public about it because they're like, oh, guys, we're working on a multiplayer game. It's like, Jesus Christ, you're telling me you're working on Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, and a potential Marvel multiplayer game? Like, oh my lord! Like, how are you?
My lord!
How? Why? I mean, not why, but just, my God, like, are you guys okay? I mean, you're living up to your name, Insomniac, never resting with all these games.
But, guys, there's this word called break. You can take a break at any moment.
If you choose to do so. It's okay, we will not judge you.
My God, but you know what? Let them be.
That's dedication.
Just let them work on their... that's dedication for sure. My God, only I wish that there was a game developer as that insane as Insomniac. To work on multiple projects, and then so of course we have Marvel's Wolverine and Marvel's Spider-Man 2 by Insomniac. Then we have, when it comes to the Square Enix multi-year partnership, we have Guardians, which is by far the only good thing they did so far, because Marvel's Avengers. Well, I think you guys already know this story. There's no need to explain.
Yeah. I also did a rant video the other day, just like, guys, please, can we not focus on this game anymore? I would genuinely be more happy if they just said, you know what, after our mishaps, we're just going to stop things entirely and focus on making more games like Guardians, I would genuinely be like, thank you, because that's what people want to see. And meanwhile, you keep seeing Guardians winning these awards on Twitter. Like, every other day, I see it getting, like, nominated or winning an award for something it did. And it's like, Jesus Christ, this game's so good. And it's like, more people need to play it ASAP, because it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, like Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy did so much more than Marvel's Avengers, which is insane to think about. Like the fact that Guardians did so much more in this partnership than a game like Marvel's Avengers did, it's fucking insane, unbelievable.
Whew, it's just it's baffling, because it's like, oh, we're gonna make so much money with this live service garbage. It's like, oh, here's a Guardians game, and now sadly it didn't perform as well in sales as they wanted to, but it's like, here's all the awards it got, like best single player narrative, best soundtrack, best performance from John McClaren, who's Star-Lord, who follows me on Twitter, by the way, who's awesome, and just is insanely talented in that role. It's like, oh my god.
And even won as best narrative at the Game Awards. So
yes, like a public, like the Game Awards is the equivalent of the Oscars for video games, and the fact that Guardians won in front of like the public eye of everybody, like that's huge.
Yeah, like that's absolutely like insane. Like kudos to Eidos Montreal for making such an amazing and just overall flarking good time with
great time.
Guardian.
So
great
Big B, great question you brought up, and the reason why, anyone who's wondering why I did not make a video about it, he asked, Big B asked, am I using the VRR mode? And the answer is sort of, because as you see here, graphics mode is in Performance RT, which is the best mode. But I know like usually people go to Fidelity and then use it, which we can try, I guess, for a little while and see what the difference is. But my TV actually is not supportive for VRR, because it doesn't have HDR enabled, because it doesn't have that. My TV does not allow that. So I don't know if I'm actually really utilizing VRR on the spectrum of the quality from my end of seeing it. And the reason why I didn't do a video about the updates, because I couldn't record footage of the game running in that mode, because I don't think my TV operates in that way, which is upsetting, but it still looks fantastic in Performance RT mode, which is my favorite. But right now, what's happening is that, so right now I have, again, settings, visual, fidelity mode is enabled, which is the 30 frames per second, 4K resolution base, extra high quality picture. So that's pure visual fidelity 4K. Now in 30 frames per second. Now though, it should be in 40 frames per second because of the VRR mode, the 120 hertz display mode auto is enabled. So we'll see what that looks like now in this mode. But for me, again, I don't think my TV is able to showcase it in that way, because I think it operates differently from a TV with HDR capabilities.
Interesting.
But for whatever reason, the 40 frames per second looks a bit more janky for me personally than the 30 frames. At least when I stream. And also I'm streaming in 1080p 60 frames per second. That's the max resolution it can get for streaming on a PS5 from the system. So that's why I prefer the 60 frames per second mode. However, when you see in my videos, I always use the fidelity mode 30 frames per second footage, which is why it looks so crisp with the detail in the videos. And for me, it's smoother than 60 frames. For whatever reason, I prefer seeing game footage on YouTube in 30 frames per second, but not on when I'm playing it like on my TV. I don't know. I can't explain it. Like for 30 frames per second is just default. 60 frames is like a little bit of a cherry on top bonus. So it's just like, it's smoother, it's crisper, it's more fluid, has a lot more opportunities for player input and just the depth of the control when you feel like the player interactivity for the cutscenes or movement. But for a video on YouTube, I feel like it just works better if you just do it in 1080p, regular 30 FPS. I don't know why that is, for me at least, but that's what I've always done.
Oh, we got a donation from Dragon Bat Spidey, $2 donation. He says,
Thank
"Would you
you
want the
so
Amazing
much.
Spider-Man 1? Would you want the Amazing Spider-Man 1 game black suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2?"
Ronnie Pugs does. My boy Ronnie, who did the video collab with me talking about that topic, did in one of his top 5. I think it was top 3. Yeah, it was his number 3 pick. Is the black suit iteration of the Amazing Spider-Man suit, which is right here, but black in the sequel. But we don't know if they'll do that because we don't even know if the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit will be in the game, because we don't know which suits they're going to keep. But I would love to see it because I love this suit, and I love it more than the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, and I will die on this grave, on this hill. I will die stating that because I love this suit so much. I've also said the advanced suit would not exist without the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit. This was kind of like the blueprint, and then Insomniac just kind of expanded upon it even more with how they turned their suit into their design for the advanced suit. Sorry, Ghosty, were you saying something?
I heard a plane in the background.
That was probably me, my arch nemesis, my planes. Sadly, I thought I defeated them because of the pandemic. Because the pandemic made people stop flying for a while. I'm not even kidding. Lil Sip 08 joined the party. What is up, bro? How's it going?
What's up?
Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, I see. Man of culture. massive man of culture. I thought I defeated planes because the pandemic just made them stop flying over my house every day because people were just stopped flying because they couldn't travel. But now, after a little bit of mandate lifting and safety precautions, they're back. I'm like,
you haven't even beat them. You haven't even beat them since Radioactive Replay?
Yes,
oh
dude!
Gosh.
They kept torturing me during playing through freaking Ultimate Spider-Man and the Shared Dimensions. No, mainly I think. Well, actually, I remember the one I remember the most vividly is the Amazing Spider-Man 1 Radioactive Replay, because I remember specifically when I was playing that game, not only were there so many planes flying, but it was also a massive heat wave occurred near in Pacifica, and I was just sweating my butt off while I was recording footage for that. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like roasting alive while the planes are torturing my audio in the background. Like, god damn it, like I couldn't focus. But I have muscle memory when it comes to all these Spider-Man games, so I was on autopilot while I was playing them all.
Oh, dude, you're going crazy in those freaking Let's Plays. Those were fun.
Oh, thank you, bro. I wish I could go back and redo them all over again.
Please.
Well, I mean, I don't know about redo it again for a video. I just mean in general, oh man, because they came out kind of poorly. Because now I've learned so many other YouTube editing techniques that I didn't know back then. Because that was before Spider-Man PS4 release. That was the build-up to Spider-Man PS4. So I was still, and that was me only less than a year into YouTubing on my laptop. I was still figuring out how to work the computer and all that. So now I'm totally hardwired into what I can do to edit things. Have you got the intros I do for all the Spider-Man videos, the either the 101 intros or the skits I do, the audio. Yeah. For example, the one I did recently, the regular show audio with Otto and
That was
Peter.
Hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
That was hilarious.
Thank you. Let me do that. Let's see if I can edit something that's funny. And now I know how to do that. Back then, I had no idea what I was doing, but now I totally know how to operate them all.
Yeah, I mean, technically you left unfinished your Spider-Man PS4 Reactive Replay playthrough.
I never did. I did the live stream for the first part of the PS4 version, not the remaster, but yeah, the goated John Bubniak version. But yeah, I don't know, I got occupied or something, but I did let me just stream the whole game. And didn't I? I did something. Oh, no, yeah, that's right. I did a live stream playthrough of the game, but I didn't do a standard, normal Radioactive Replay recorded of it. Yeah, so that's the one I didn't do. But instead, let me just stream it and see how that works. But now I'm oh boy, this is not
yeah, this is not good. But yeah, I will say those Reactive Replays were just probably the highlight of Evan's channel, because it's
thank you.
They were fun. Those videos were they were so fun to do. Obviously the one that I hold the most memories was Shadows, because it's that was the first one that he ever did.
First one, favorite Spider-Man game before the Spider-Man PS4 came out.
And then
also doing the canon ending, which a lot of people seem to don't realize is that they had
I completely forgot about that.
Because it made sense from like a Spider-Man story. Spider-Man wins, Peter loses. Peter wins, Spider-Man loses. So what do you get? Oh yeah, let me get a standard, default ending with MJ and Peter getting together. Nah. You choose Black Cat as the perfect choice for Spider-Man's love interest because the black suit's on him. He literally says in the game, "I'm gonna break I promise not to use the suit again," but he breaks it because he has to save Felicia, and he goes so far to save her by merging the suit onto her, and MJ sees that, and they had that whole argument. Like, I promise I won't use it again, but he's like, one more time, because he breaks out of what was going on because the symbiotes were dogpiling him, and then he goes to save her in the black suit, but then he's corrupting his own morality because he's giving into that weakness of power. Just in a sense of desperation. Then he's like, "Oh, MJ, I did what I did because I thought what I was doing was right. I just hope that you understand what I had to do in that moment." And then he just walks off. And it's sad. It's like that though is Spider-Man. It's like that's actually perfect.
It really is. It's such a weird ending for that game to have it be so different from the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But it's perfect.
Well, I mean, Web of Shadows is already the darkest Spider-Man game if you think about it.
Oh yeah, true. I've never seen a Spider-Man game where Spider-Man rips Wolverine in half.
He rips Wolverine in half with an adamantium skeleton, bro. But also that he walking Moonlight Sonata, starting the game off ooh, you already have the perfect tone set for this game right off the bat with that. It's so good.
Speaking of Web of Shadows, I remember when I was younger, I had that game on the Wii, and for the love of God, I could not complete that game.
How do you even control it with the sticks and the nunchuck?
The web strike is motion controls. The web strike is motion controls. It was horrible.
Hell. Although at least you got alternate suits. Which is weird.
Yeah, you did.
Because they had
so
not
weird.
that feature in the console version, but only in the Wii version they had that in.
You could play as
instead they had the ally system in the main version.
Right.
Oh yeah, it was still good though.
I remember specifically because I was such a madman because I love Web of Shadows so much. I got the Xbox 360 version, the PS3 version, and the DS version, which was made by Kryptonite.
That DS version is amazing.
It's so good.
It's like a completely. It's like a what's it called?
2D
it's like a
side-scroller, beat 'em up,
Metroidvania type game.
Yes, exactly.
It was so good.
That final boss was harder than the final Venom boss in the console version. Because weirdly, Venom is not the final boss. Like Eddie Brock Venom is not the final boss of that game. It's like a weird symbiote underling thing that takes
kaiju.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what the fuck? So then you see that, and then you have to beat him in a time limit, I think. Or no, you have to beat him, and then there's a time limit afterwards to run away and get back to the very start of where you began the game to survive or something. It's like, what? Whoa! And you have to race against the crumbling environment and the city is falling apart. Whoa! And so that was sick. I love that.
Yeah,
awesome.
And then he did Shattered Dimensions, the Netflix that to replay on, in which he died a couple of times in that
was it the Noir levels? I forget which one I died in the most. Because I play it all on hard, and starting off on hard without any upgrades is a bit of a challenge. But it's like,
I think the one I remember was the Juggernaut level where he died a couple of times in that one.
Which level?
The Juggernaut level.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right. Because the Silver Sable Wild Pack was just on my ass, bro. They're so hard to beat. Because the Amazing Spider-Man doesn't have a rage mode or the accelerated vision like Ultimate or 2099 does. He just has his webs, and that's it. He doesn't have any special sub power. He just has his normal moveset. So it's like you have to beat them while they're shooting at you and stabbing you and bumping you in with shields. Oh man, they're intense. So it's like I can't run away. I have to beat them to get XP and get health back.
So Evan, I kind of have like this thing that I wanted to bring up, kind of, if I was like ever got the chance to like talk to you. So I thought about it, like, so you know how like Arkham had like a what's it called, like a prequel game to like kind of just show
really
off,
quick.
like...
Can you guys in the chat hear Ghosty and
let me check.
our new companion?
You can just call me DJ.
DJ, thank you so much for joining, DJ.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I can hear.
Just to make sure that they can hear your wonderful commentary and presence.
Yeah, we can hear you, no problem.
Great.
Awesome.
Because that's happened in the past. You've probably seen DJ. We're like, welcome to the stream, and it's just like audio blaring, and there's no audio, or like someone's been in the background. It's like, Evan, why are you talking to yourself? It's like, no, I'm not crazy. There's other people here. I promise you.
That was me in the first 2 streams.
That was you, Ghosty, and Franco, and Andrew as well. It's like, oh my god.
Oh, I gotta join more of the streams.
See, that's I was telling this to Ghosty. Like, I never stream because I don't have a Twitch. I don't have a gaming centric like Let's Play channel, right? Like I did a Let's Play series, and that was it. It's like
not a gamer,
and I'm not. Yeah, look at me talking about games, but don't play them. Fantastic.
Yeah, you're not a true gamer.
I'm a fake. I'm a what's the term? I'm a grifter. I'm a grifter. They found me out.
So like what I was saying earlier is that, so you know how like Arkham Origins was like a prequel to
yes.
like the Arkham games? I was always thinking about like, what if like Spider-Man got like a prequel game and we got to play as like a young Peter, and it was almost like it was like sort of like Ultimate Spider-Man where you're like kind of like less like powerful, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they, instead of having like Yuri as like one of the voice actors, you have like what? Like a younger actor, how they have like
in order
for that,
not a Robbie Damon, which
Keaton?
I like Robbie Damon, but not in the Marvel Spider-Man show.
Oh,
Josh Keaton, please.
Or they have like Sean Marquette. They get like someone like get someone like Sean Marquette, where he's like a teenager or something.
Yes.
To like voice Spider-Man as like his early years. I don't know. It just seems like kind of a cool idea.
That would be amazing, honestly.
He's who I hear whenever I read Ultimate Spider-Man comics.
I've been replaying.
I know a lot of people think of Josh Keaton or something because of Spectacular and obviously Shattered Dimensions, because he literally played Ultimate Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions. But I don't know, like something about Sean's voice is just so unique and interesting for the teenage Peter Parker. Like, stop being stupid. Like with Eddie, you're like, I'm gonna smack the green right off you. Like how he says those lines in the game, like it's so good.
It's like how you feel like having your. Like how you feel like having your butt kicked by a 15-year-old
kid. Yes.
Love that game.
I think in order for that to happen, is that they will have to give the Spider-Man IP to another developer, then have it like a 2-year development time, and then make it cheaper.
Right.
Yo, yeah, please make it like
and then there we go. You have a prequel
yeah,
game.
like a spin-off. Like you reuse all the assets, just make it like he's younger instead. Like, have you read the prequel novel, the Hostile Takeover prequel novel?
No, I haven't read that. No.
It's really good. So, because they introduce 2 characters, Echo and Blood Spider, which is sick. But also, I think, because Insomniac, you probably know this, DJ and Ghosty, like they already teased like Gwen Stacy's alive. Like, Jesus Christ. But also in the prequel novel, it implies that there was another assistant in Otto's lab, and that might have been Gwen.
Oh, I never knew about that.
So it's like, are they teased? So it's like, are they like? But it's either Gwen or Deborah Whitman, but we don't know if they're going to go that route, or if they're even like, it's just some random nobody. It's like, it's actually going to be, someone Peter connects with over time later.
Facts.
If I do say so
Facts.
That would be amazing.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, any questions, you guys? Because in this chat, like in the description even, we're like, you're celebrating 8,000 subscribers, but also, any answering questions from you guys, talking about Marvel Spider-Man 2 leaks, or just Marvel in general, even DC. We can talk about Gotham Knights. We can talk about Suicide Squad. We can talk about how bad the Flash movie's going to be and how weird Ezra Miller is. We can talk about
the cinema that is the Batman.
The Batman is actually cinema.
My gosh, such an amazing movie.
I'm so happy that they announced. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen, but I'm so glad they officially confirmed they're doing a sequel.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, like honestly, like I'm actually like glad that they're getting like they're getting their stuff together with the Batman, and hopefully because And hopefully, like, but oh my god, like the Flash movie, my god, I don't know what they're doing with the Flash movie.
I don't think it's
even
gonna
know.
come out. I don't think it's gonna
At
come
this
out.
point,
It's
I
like-
hope it doesn't.
Yeah, me too.
Like, let sleeping dogs lie, please. You already kind of just messed yourself up with the story that's going around leaked for the movie, but also just Ezra Miller now as a whole, you know, trash bag.
Oh my god, don't get me even started on Ezra, please.
I don't
He's
know,
like
it's just
cutting
so
it.
weird.
He's cutting it way too close. Like I saw Fantastic Beasts with my parents, and I like saw him in the movie. I'm like, it's so weird. It's
Now,
so
yeah.
weird because like what happened, and then he's in like none of the marketing, like any interview.
Yeah.
It was like happened like right when he got arrested. So
It's like, you know,
good job.
And it's like, meanwhile, Grant Gustin's just having the time of his life as the CW Flash. With like, what is it now, like 11 seasons? He's just still going, like, man.
I stopped at season 3. That show fell off so bad.
I stopped at season 2. Because that, funny enough, wasn't that where Tony Todd was Zoom?
Tony Todd was Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Which was crazy, because it's like, he was the best part of that show when Zoom was around, and it's like, oh my god, now he's Venom. It's like, oh, that's sick.
It's gonna make it even better.
Yeah, and especially
isn't that just like the perfect casting for Venom? Like,
can't get any
Jesus
better
Christ,
than that.
I'm scared to hear like him gonna like intimidate people, because this is interesting. And I was talking this about with the boys, News to Astonish and Comic Blast Keenan and Joseph Woody, is that I think they're gonna go. Well, they're already doing it. They're gonna go like the Spectacular Spider-Man route, where there's gonna be 2 separate voice actors for one character. So,
that'd be cool.
Harry is voiced in the first game with the research stations. He's voiced by Scott Porter, who played actually Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale series. But Tony Todd is Venom. So he's going to be like the monstrous side of the Harry character, assuming that Harry is going to turn to Venom and not Eddie. So he is dealing with the monstrous Venom voice, while Scott's going to be the normal, regular Harry voice. But if Green Goblin is in the Marvel Spider-Man 3 and he's teased in the sequel for Marvel Spider-Man 2, like a post-credits scene or something, is Norman still going to be voiced by Mark Rolston, and then Green Goblin's also going to be Mark Rolston, or is it going to be Mark Rolston as Norman, and then Steve Bloom could be Green Goblin like he was?
That would be
Spectacular
super cool. That would be
so
super
it's like
cool.
they could have like the you know, the best
That
of
would
both worlds.
be amazing.
Because like I can't imagine like that Norman, you know, laughing like like Willem Dafoe.
Oh
right?
yeah, true.
I love Mark as Norman, but I'm like, I don't know if he can do that same type of range as someone like Steve Bloom can or something like that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I get that.
Oh, here's a question from David Ramirez. He says, Evan, do you hope
up,
Harry
David?
will be Venom, or would you prefer Eddie?
Nope. It has to be Harry. Has to be Harry. I'm sorry. Anyone who says Eddie, I'm like, I understand it, I respect it, but not in this story. It has to be Harry for me.
I mean, they already teased that in the first 2
They
games.
teased it twice. Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah, Eddie, and especially after do we have that Easter egg right here? Maybe we can look at it. The goodbye card. Let's see. I don't think I have it yet.
Let's see.
Recipe, job avocados.
Yeah, well, I mean, Eddie Brock exists in the Ultimate Universe,
don't
but I
have it.
highly doubt I highly doubt they're gonna make him the Venom in this universe.
Right.
At least not in the second game.
Yeah, because that's like, oh yeah, they can introduce Eddie in the story and just make him Venom at the fine. Like maybe, but it's like they've already built up so much already with the Osborns. Harry's sick. Peter's trying to save Harry by he's trying to like be there for him because he just found out he's sick, but from MJ in the first game, and then he still hasn't really done anything after the year since from then to Miles' story. So they have to, and then they teased it again where he's like, get Harry out of this tank now, please. So they're emphasizing it 2 times. Like, yeah, it could be a red herring. It's like, it's actually Eddie, surprise. It's like, I don't know, like, they've already set up, because then you have to set up Eddie in this universe when they've already done like a teaser of him, but you have to do it fully if you're going to make him a character as intense as Venom, and I don't know if they would go that route when they've already done so much with Harry.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, like I think, like if I were to do it, I would definitely have Harry be the one to turn into Venom into the sequel, to really keep that emotional like aspect of the story. Because the thing that I love about the first game was the relationship between Peter and Otto, and how that relationship was becoming more and more fragile as the game went on, and how that led to Otto turning into Doc Ock. And how that was like easily the best aspect of the whole story. Like the whole how Peter and Otto were like basically like opposite odds at each other. And how that basically broke Peter because he saw Otto as his mentor figure. And so the fact that he turned the way that he did at the end of the game, and showing that, you know, not everyone is who they appear to be, is really what pretty much motivated Peter to be like, you know, this guy is a lost cause. Like he basically like was the cause of, you know, the devil's breath, you know, aspiring through the entire city. Like he was technically the responsible of the one who killed Aunt May, because as we all know.
Spoilers! I'm kidding.
I've seen that like from people. So, how dare you spoil this for me? It's been 4 years,
4
dude.
years!
Literally 4 years, bro. Where you been? Where
It's like one of the most.
What you been doing? Yeah, like
It's one of the most. It's one of like the most played superhero games of like all time. How could you miss out on that?
If you've seen No Way Home, you've now seen Spider-Man PS4's ending. So it's like,
honestly, yeah.
And the game pretty much beat Arkham City as the best superhero game of all time. So
it outsold all the Arkham games in one like year, a couple years, like
I'd say less
on one platform. Yeah, like. Wow, so
and
they're already...
they're still releasing suits.
Still releasing suits, still releasing updates for the game. Like, my god. How are they doing this while making all these games?
I'll be honest, I don't feel like they're done with suits, like, for this first game. I feel
really?
like...
You think they would add TASM 2, like, near... Because I thought they were going to release it like when the DVD of No Way Home came out.
Yeah, I remember you said that on Twitter, and I was like, please just like do that, because I don't want to have to wait so long to like have a reason like to replay the game again. But they didn't do it. Yeah.
Again, not on PS4,
like,
on PS5.
On PS5 without our boy John, but that's fine. I guess. I'm like grinding my teeth. Like, that's fine. Totally fine. Hey, our boy News to Astonish is in here. What's up, Ronnie? Yo, Evan, good news. John Watts is no longer directing Fantastic Four. Did he really? Wait, are you serious?
Really?
Oh,
let me go to Twitter.
Did he really? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, we're saved.
No way.
That's incredible.
I also see he isn't.
Crispy Crab Evan voicing Venom? ? No, I wish. I wouldn't do him justice. I would be like a discount Darren Norris. Is he really?
Oh,
wait, I'm gonna check.
Deadline Hollywood. Spider-Man director John Watts edits Marvel's Fantastic Four by Deadline Hollywood. Holy shit! So it's real.
Huzzah!
No.
Huzzah!
We won.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Spider-Man: Homecoming, like for what it does, because I recently like rewatched it. Yeah.
It's just that Far From Home makes me fucking mad as hell.
I said this like wholeheartedly. Far From Home is like a bad Disney Channel movie featuring Spider-Man.
Yes, dude.
It's not even a good Disney Channel movie.
Like, if anyone thought, like, oh, they're doing too much Disney stuff now with, like, WandaVision or... No. You got, like, the bus scene with the baby mountain goats, that screams Disney.
Mountain goats. Like, shut the fuck up.
No. Like, how do you go from that to No Way Home? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus.
It's the studio. Studio.
After getting which is weird, because it's like they made so much money with No Way Home. Both No Way Home and Far From Home. But Far From Home made over $1 billion because mainly the endgame impact. They're like, whoa, how are they gonna, wrap up the Phase 3 with all the with Iron Man dead and the other heroes are gone now? What's going on? So people are like, oh, Far From Home is gonna wrap all this up, and it just kind of like teased the multiverse in a way, but didn't really, because Mysterio's a lying piece of garbage. But I don't know. but then it is real because then they got Toby and Andrew back, and blah, so it's like I'm lost. But I guess it worked out for the best. But yeah, I'm like, I see Homecoming like that was fine because it's a new take on Spider-Man. They did the Tony Stark mentor route because he's younger, and they do that all the time in the Ultimate Comics. It's like, kid, you're just a kid. Like the way Brian Michael Bendis writes Peter is so weird in that series because he's like, the kid's just a kid, Fury. He's like, oh, listen, kid, you're in the big boy world now. It's like, oh my God, okay, I get it. He's just a little teenager toddler. We get it. He's just a little baby boy. But then they really drag it down or they shove it down your throat. Like, isn't he just a little baby in pajamas? Like, isn't he just a stupid moron? Like, no, he's just trying to do his best because he's just being a jerk to him. But then they do that in Homecoming. Is like, you're just a kid, Peter. You don't get how the world works. That's what Michael Keaton's Vulture said. Like, that's great because that's literally what the Ultimate Comics are. But then it's like, they just kind of backpedaled a lot with Far From Home, retreading the same lesson he already learned in Homecoming, just fumbled in a weirder way. So it's like it really did fumble.
Do it even worse.
Worse in terms of the narrative not connecting or hitting hard. Like, oh, I trusted the stranger with these glasses that this dead hero gave me, who I looked up to. And I'm just like, now I gotta fix it. Like, yeah, you do, you idiot. Like, but then I guess now he learned a lesson.
And also the best character of the whole movie, Brad.
Brad Davis. Sorry, Chad Davis, as people come to know him after he tried to expose Peter. Which, I don't know if you guys watch this channel, which I love. This is literally, like, you guys probably don't know this. Like, I watch videos on YouTube to, like, stay up to date with, like, Spider-Man stuff, and I look up, like, Marvel Spider-Man 2, what's going on, the news, or Marvel games. In my free time, just, like, other channels I listen to, I kind of listen to, like, Game Grumps, but also I listen to Pretty Much It. Do you guys know them?
Oh, I kind of know Pretty Much It, yeah.
They're hilarious. They're just like a reaction channel for movies and stuff. The main guy there, Eric, he's so funny. Like when he's watching, which by the way, you guys are watching, please go check out Pretty Much It. They are hilarious. Eric Striffler, the main guy there he did a commentary track on Spider-Man Far From Home and Homecoming. He hasn't done No Way Home yet, but it's hilarious with his commentary for Far From Home, which he does like, but it's just like how he goes about like just talking about Tom Holland's Peter and his arc. It's just like, it's so funny.
It goes down the drain like so bad because I expected like Far From Home to be like how Homecoming was, where it was like small stuff but also like kind of big. But then it was like, I think it got kind of ruined. It got ruined by Endgame kind of in a way because like it was focusing more on like how like the world was kind of like coping without Tony and everything. Right. And, like, who's going to come into power as, like, the new Tony Stark or whatever.
Right. Ronnie, uncontrollable chin move, unavoidable chin move. Yes. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Do the double chin thing. Here's a hot take. Here's a hot take I will give to everyone. Like, here's how much, like, this is how much I hate Far From Home. I think, like, this, like, okay, hot take. This movie made me appreciate Thor: The Dark World more than Far From Home.
I would. Oh, boy.
That is a hot take. Like, actually, I don't even remember watching Thor: The Dark World, to be honest. Is there an MCU movie I haven't seen? Actually, wait. I haven't seen Eternals. I haven't seen... Well, I
Captain
actually
Marvel.
I did actually recently see Captain Marvel. It was fine. I did see Ant-Man the Wasp. I thought it was also fine. I guess just Eternals for now is the only Marvel MCU movie I have not seen recently. Is there anything else?
I saw that in theaters. I was like, it wasn't the worst, but like, there were some good parts about it, but like, I couldn't get interested in like the characters. It kind of like, I don't know.
Right.
Also, how are you?
Mid-Turnals?
My God.
honestly.
And like the funny thing about Eternals is that I actually saw it twice in theaters. Not because I actually.
While we're talking about all with a farm suit. Oh, you did see it in theaters?
I saw it in theaters twice. One by myself and the other with a friend of mine. Not because I liked it, just because I wanted. It's just because my friend of mine asked me to.
You were dared to
go and watch the movie.
Like, I bet you can't watch Eternals and sit through the whole movie. It's like, oh yeah, watch this. Just watch.
Joseph Woody's in the chat.
Joseph, Woody fam for life.
That's actually like the third MCU movie I saw twice. The first one being, I think it was Spider-Man: Homecoming. I saw that movie twice in theaters. And then the second one was Black Panther because the first one I saw it with a friend of mine, and then the second time I saw it with my family. And then the third one is Eternals, with the first one being with myself, and the other one because I was dared to. I was sure.
Bet you my entire allowance you can't watch this without leaving the theater. Check this out. Boom. Watches it.
Watch this.
It was the same deal with me with fucking Morbius.
Morbius. Oh my god, yes. Ronnie, of course, can I be on my... Absolutely. How do I do that? Add moderator. Boom. News to Assange is now moderator for the channel. Boom. Joseph is also one too. Hashtag WittyFam in the chat. Hashtag Astonish. What's another alliteration for A? Astonish Assembly. Hashtag Astonish Assembly in the chat. Boom.
Can I offer as a mod for the channel?
Yes.
Please.
Absolutely. Oh, you go,
Steve? Yeah, me. I can actually like check on the comments on the live stream. You know.
If you leave a comment, I think I'll be able to access your username and then select it. But yes.
Yeah.
But again, thank you all for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the 80,000 subscriber celebration live stream for the channel. It's all thanks to you guys that were made this far. I'm joined by Ghosty and our new friend DJ, Lil Sip, 08.
Yeah, it's all good.
And talking about Marvel Spider-Man, MCU stuff, Marvel news, also DC news, anything that piques our interest, and just chilling on this lovely Friday afternoon with, sadly, no news for the game to talk about, but other than the good news that John Watts is not directing Fantastic Four.
He's not directing the Fantastic Four movie.
We're saved, bro. We're saved.
We're honestly saved. He wasn't the worst, but like I don't know what the heck happened with Far From Home.
That's why it's like you could. I would like. It's weird because I liked Homecoming, hated Far From Home, loved No Way Home. So he's honestly like half for me, like 1.5 out of 3. So it's like I don't know. Was that passing score? Is that a failing score? What would I do?
Yeah.
So now it's like okay, Fantastic Four. Whoa. Okay. So now he's doing that. But he's not anymore. So it's like interesting. So who would take over? I wonder.
Josh Trank.
Josh Trank is back, baby! The Trank cut is coming through. We're ready. We're waiting for it. Now we're here for it again. David Ramirez. Evan, I've been watching your Radioactive Replay. I'm on the Spider-Man 2002 game. Thank you so much, David. Hope you enjoy it. Don't mind the cringe, because there was a lot of cringe in those early
the glitches,
replays. I mean,
the glitch audio,
the glitched audio. Which one was that in? I know there was glitched.
Green Goblin.
Ultimate stuff.
It was the Green Goblin.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Because Willem Dafoe kept repeating the same thing, or just had some weird, like loud distortion going on there. But that was weird, and my disc of Ultimate Spider-Man is sadly scratched, so the game probably glitched out a couple times when I was swinging around the city doing side missions and stuff. But
I was just rewatching that, like one of those Ultimate Spider-Man things, because it showed up in my recommended. And
it did? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was like, what's it called? Oh, it's when you're fighting Beetle, and he's like on the side before the boss fight starts.
Right.
Oh, that was so funny.
That hurts.
Oh no!
I remember the clutch mode that I went through with Goblin.
Oh, that was awesome!
Yeah. I was like, whoa! Because for those who haven't seen it, the Green Goblin fight in Ultimate Spider-Man, where he takes you to like the UN building or whatever it is, and he's trapped you inside an corridor. It's already hard enough to avoid his fireballs, but you have to do it now trapped in a closed space. So I thought, I can probably do this because I remember how difficult this was, because he throws fireballs at you beforehand when you're trying to save civilians from dying in burning cars or whatever. So he's throwing stuff at you while you're trying to save people, and your health does not regenerate. So you have to fight him with whatever health you have left. And it's like, great, so I'm probably going to die. And I almost did, because he grabbed me and slammed me and freaking choked me out. But then I had somehow like a microscopic, minuscule, micro realm sized sliver of life left, and I got him under the wire. Like, that was insane.
No,
I don't know how I survived that.
That was a fucking clutch mode, my boy.
That was such a throwback.
No, and then
like,
also,
no way,
and
how
then,
did you, how? Oh.
Go after the police.
and then also another best part of the 2002, we had to replay the freaking Hunter Killer.
Oh.
The Hunter Killer from Spider-Man 2002.
I don't know how I did that level. I forget what happened because that was just such a blur trying to defeat the Oscorp robot, Megazord, whatever it was. Yeah, the Hunter Killer frickin' kaiju thing in the middle of the room. For whatever reason, they're building those things. But yeah, that and the stealth section's like, no, please.
The stealth section is horrible.
It's terrible because that game is not designed for stealth.
No, that game is like, it really shows, like, if you go back and play, like, a lot of, like, the early ones, like, even, like, the 2000 one is good, but, like, even if you go back and play that, it really shows its age sometimes.
Yeah. Like, that did not have stealth, or did it? I don't think it did. Or, like, it didn't focus on it too much on stealth versus, like,
No, it didn't focus too much.
But yeah,
it was like how the movie
it
game... It's like how the movie game was, where it was like kind of a focus for like a little bit, but it wasn't like required.
Right. Because you're like, obviously you have to like, the hostages in the bank is one thing, but it's like, try and literally not get detected by these armed guards in killer robots in this closed office space. Like, no thank you. So it's like, that is such a different thing. Like, just get the guards before they shoot the hostage. That's fine. Yeah, like, be as stealthy as possible in this other really weird linear control game. Like, it's so hard to do. With the camera, too. The camera with how you, like, it kind of, well, it was way better in the movie tie-in game, but for the Neversoft 2000, the camera that's your worst enemy in the game, because you can only turn Spider-Man's body, and when he goes, so it's like, I have to like look around in order for the camera to turn, and it hurts to do.
Honestly.
Ramirez says in the chat, watching your replay back in Spider-Man to buy Shattered Dimensions, Spider-Man 2 with Shadows, which I played 20 times.
Thank you.
20 times.
Those games are fantastic, and they are timeless experiences.
They're timeless, and also
every Spider-Man game is great, except you know the one that Evan doesn't like.
Friend or Foe's a masterpiece. Let's go. Never ever changing my mind on that. No, yeah. I mean, it's weird because the story is fine in Edge of Time, but it's like it's just such a downgrade from Shattered Dimensions. Like, I don't know how anyone could like this game as a game. I don't know how you could play this over Shattered Dimensions, especially when there's 2 Spideys versus 4 that are in that game.
So Evan, I was like thinking when you were talking about like when you were playing Edge of Time, I remember you were talking about like it should have been like an animated movie. Do you think it should have been like CGI, or should it have been like, I don't know, like the other? Would it be like hand-drawn animation? Like
either or, like yeah, like because probably CG because it looked pretty good in those cutscenes, or hand. Like a lot of people seem to want, which I find pretty cool, like how DC just throws out all those animated movies of different comic books, but for Spider-Man stories. So like if they did,
that would be so much fun.
God forbid, but if they did like a Clone Saga animated movie, or Spider-Man Reign animated movie, or like Spider-Man One More Day, if they did that, like an animated movie, just like the DC Warner Brothers style animated movies for those comic runs. Or just, again, what I've always wanted to see, I still want to see the Ultimate Spider-Man Venom storyline in live action one of these days. Please, God. And it's like, we kind of got it in Spectacular, sort of, with Eddie kind of having the same friendship background, but instead of the man-made suit, it's just the alien again. But, oh man, I don't know. Like, just one-to-one reinterpret that story into a film. Because they did in the Ultimate Spider-Man game, that's how good it was. Because that story is so freaking excellent. So it's like, just do that again, but for a movie. Or an animated thing. Just a feature-length thing. That story. And that would be perfect.
I think that, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, Ultimate Spider-Man, like, the whole comic thing is amazing, but, like, I don't know how they, like, messed it up with the TV show. The, like, one that came out in, like, 2012.
Oh, Disney XD.
Yeah.
That one's just, it's not the worst. It's like,
it's
compared to
Disney.
Honestly,
it didn't mean Disney.
Because they just Disney-fied the Ultimate storylines. Because it's like, here's
exactly
MJ kind of being, well, not even like, I don't even know how to explain MJ in like the Ultimate Comics because she's not an emo, but she's not a goth either. She's like quirky, not loner because she's she's popular, but she's just like the every girl. She's just like the girl everyone's a friend with. And
facts, yeah.
And in the show, she's like that, but also she's a reporter for the Daily Bugle. And then Harry's there, and he's Venom, which, okay. But then, yeah, they did the symbiote thing where it is a man-made substance from Peter's blood, but then it's not Eddie because he's not even in the show. He's just not even a thing. Like, okay, sure.
They did the same thing with Carnage.
Yeah.
Where it's Peter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, they're doing it, but then not really because this is a Disney show, so Carnage is not even going to come close to husking people out like he did in the comic. And it's like, oh, man.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it still sucks.
It's exactly. It's like, you gave me what I want and still didn't. Like, how is that possible?
It's not as bad as Marvel Spider-Man 2017.
Which is weird because they do like the Ultimate Goblin monster form, but then he's also on the glider, so he's just like double
so
Goblin.
Awkward.
Yeah, like wait, hold on.
So weird.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's like if a knight is wearing armor on top of armor. Like, wait, I don't know. Is that even fair? Like, hold on.
It's not. At least it's not. At least it's not as bad as Marvel Spider-Man 2017. At least it's not as bad.
I barely got through the first season. That was just so.
I
will
only
say
got
this.
back because they, this is the reason why he has like his own movies because you don't see. Well, Morbius has his own movie. Jesus. So it's like, I guess they'll do whatever, and then Kraven El Muerto, so who knows at this point. But, like, I was going to say, you don't see, like, Green Goblin getting his own solo movie or Doc Ock, but Venom does, because Venom is such a big antagonistic force for Spider-Man. That's why they could see the potential of him getting his own movie. And then they did it again for, like, the show. It's like Marvel Spider-Man Maximum Venom. So you give a whole season just about Venom because that's how big of a character he is. So fine, you'll drag me back into it for Venom. Okay, what is it? And then it was just kind of whatever. It's like, all right. Animation got slightly better, but then they just kind of did the same weird Disney-ish stuff I'm not a fan of.
They cut out the budget.
Yes.
I will say this, the main reason why I give that show credit at all is because we got the two voice actors of Miles and Aunt May that were in the game.
Yes.
So
Nancy Lenari and Najee Jeter, they're fantastic in the game.
Najee's
The show,
amazing.
they're also fine, but they have so much better material. That's the difference, is the writing is just better in the game than the show or the movies. I guess mainly the show. The movies are different, but the game specifically, just it's so much more layers to it since you spend more time with the characters in the game versus a show or a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly, I really hope that if we ever get to see a new Spider-Man show, it better be on the same standards as Spectacular Spider-Man or even 10S. That's all I ever want, honestly.
There's a question.
Thugs who caused the record down.
There's a question. What?
Almost got it.
Oh, is there a? Let's see.
I think he mentioned a question, but I'm not sure if he said it.
Oh, you know what? It's this stupid. What is it? So you guys know the thing on PS5 where it's the voice command thing?
Yeah.
Or it's like a preview for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very dumb.
It's like the Alexa.
Yes, exactly. It's with Cortana on Xbox or something. It's very dumb. So it cuts it out completely.
Oh, I'm so sorry if I'm fading in and out. I apologize. Also, my internet is terrible. That is also a fun fact about me.
Same here. Same here. We all have a terrible internet connection.
This is why I would never stream on a daily basis, because it would just be like, so how you doing what? Just spazzing in and out every day. Oh man, it would not be fun.
Those are hilarious.
It's like the one meme of the this very pixelated Patrick dancing and then a song plays in the background or something.
Yeah. So
it'd be like that.
Oh,
so
I'm so sorry.
The question was Live Geeks YouTube. He said, I don't know where I saw this, but someone had the idea that Marvel Spider-Man 2 could have a side mission involving Cletus Cassidy as a prelude to him becoming Carnage.
Nope. No. Please don't. Please.
If anything,
no.
he needs. That's not enough for a side mission.
Would they make him like? You mean like you would want him to be like a main force?
Yeah,
like
I don't think
threat?
it's exactly. Yeah, that's like way too small for like a side mission.
Like you would give a side mission to like the Spot or Chameleon or maybe Morbius. I mean, Morgan Michael's already in the game, so you know. Wraith, like, would Wraith be a side mission or a main mission? Because she was already a DLC character teased, you know, with that storyline. Yuri was a side character the whole time in the first game, but the Wraith stuff was all, like, side mission stuff.
I have a feeling of what they're gonna do with her is that they're gonna have it where it was like Black Cat. She has, like, a whole side mission.
Yeah.
Like parts of it in the game, but, like, there will be DLC later on where she gets, like, a main focus.
That's her whole thing, is, And the first, because Miles had no DLC. I think it is safe to say that Spider-Man 2 is going to get DLC.
Yeah.
Like the City That Never Sleeps Part 2, or would it be like something else, or like a Venom DLC? Like, how are they going to go? You know, so.
I saw a rumor on like what is it? Twitter.
4chan.
Do not no 4chan. Yeah, 4chan rumors about Marvel Spider-Man. Good God.
Have you seen those sites that's like, guys, I know all these rumors about the MCU or the games. Donate to my Patreon. Give me all your money so I can give you more news. It's like, I hate you so much.
It's so freaking dumb. The rumor was like, there's gonna be 3 playable characters. It's like Peter, Miles, and then like
we already talked about that.
Oh, you guys did?
In the,
Yeah. That was in the very beginning, because it's like, where are they coming from? Source. Dude, trust me, bro. I know what I'm talking about.
Trust me, bro.
Because it's like, it's like, the thing is, there's rumors that have, like, legitimate validation, like Miller on Twitter who leaks all the Avengers stuff. Those aren't rumors,
true.
Those are leaks. Like, because he actually has legitimate sources to back himself up. Whereas it's like, I think logically, if I can think that in the first game we had 3 playable characters with Peter, Miles, and MJ, maybe they'll have 3 playable characters in the sequel. So it's like, it's just a logical conclusion that you would get to that point. Not like, there's a massive leak. They're gonna have freaking all these playable characters. Like, no, that's not a leak. That's a hypothesis. That's a speculation, sir.
That's hilarious.
It's the same deal on Reddit. It's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
There.
That's why I don't do
like,
videos on like the leaks and stuff. Cause like that's not valid enough.
Exactly. You just do speculation.
At least Evan Falarka is honest and sincere. When we have other content creator, Super Rebel.
What even happened to Super Rebel?
I was just gonna say, Arch Nemesis, he dropped off because Avengers dropped off. So he's like, I have nothing now. It's like, good.
Oh my.
My God.
I will never get. I have a fun story about Avengers with like that whole experience.
Please.
Oh my gosh.
We would love to hear it.
So Avengers, it was like coming out for a release and everything, and like I have a couple friends that like I play games with like all the time, and we were all, oh my gosh, this looks so fun. We get to play a Marvel game with like be like Avengers characters, blah 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 blah. And I remember we're all like, yeah, let's pre-order the game to get the betas and everything, and we were so excited at the time. Like warning number 1,
me and the boys.
Me? The first warning was like me and my friends got into like a mission to like I don't play Avengers anymore. It was like we're going into a room, and then all of a sudden I fall through the floor, and I fall through the floor. I'm literally in the void, and I'm stuck there until they finish the mission.
Oh no!
And then
there's your Avengers experience over there.
And then there's like another, I had the bright idea of spending $20 extra to freaking play the game.
Oh God.
3 days early, however early it was?
Yeah, I did that too with the deluxe edition. They had that with their little extra dumb time code. Like, you just get early with more money. Like, yeah, I'll do it because it's Marvel. But I'm like, I'm an actual fucking moron. Like, this is not a good way to spend money.
Exactly. And then I do that, and then I literally have to reload the first mission 3 times because it starts
no.
to like it literally glitches out and closes the game every time I'm about to start playing as like the Avengers in like the first mission. So
Wow.
like, and I almost gave up on the game.
So, did you play the Spider-Man stuff?
Oh boy, I played it for a little bit. I was like, oh, he controls good. I'm not touching it anymore.
Oh no.
Also, that suit is garbage. His
iconic suit.
His iconic suit is. I'd said that like many times. It
Yeah.
just looks ugly.
It's
His suit that he gets at the beginning
is fine. Well, that's just classic Spidey. It's like, okay, thank you.
But it's done well, surprisingly.
Right.
It took me freaking a week to get the iconic suit for Spider-Man and Avengers. Like, fucking
Remember, I
crazy.
think you were there, Ghosty. I was streaming it, and then the game glitched, and I was doing it for like, what was it, 6 hours, and I still was only like halfway through the mission.
I
chain,
remember
like,
that.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, okay, I can't wait to get like, the suit. Like that'll be like, I put all my effort into this. The character, like I didn't half-ass it, like I'm doing it for you guys, we'll do it together on stream. And then I tried to, like I'm doing the mission chain, still halfway through it, 6 hours later, doing the mission chain, and it's just like the game glitched somehow, like the world map stopped loading, or the pause menu wouldn't exit, like, okay, I can't leave, so I guess this is it, guys. Sorry.
And then I remember like when you saw like the alternate costumes for Spider-Man, you said I would not be surprised if they have like a pink and blue Spider-Man suit. And then
immediately next one it was that. Like, fuck! Look at what they did to our boy. It's like, what are you doing? Oh.
But you know that one is an actual like version of Spider-Man that actually exists.
I didn't know that until afterwards, so I'm like, wow, what a stupid color palette this is. And then, like, wait, there's actually a thing called Webman, and I didn't know about it. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Because it's like, because you see that in the game already, like, they had, like, the green and blue Iron Man, or the pink and whatever Hulk, or something dumb like that. It's like, oh, they're just doing it again with Spider-Man, but then but their excuse is that they titled it a character name from the comics, so Webman is the pink and blue one. Like, oh, are you gonna pull out what, Arachnoman out your ass next, like with the big bug eyes and the turquoise and green color palette? Like, come on now, how far are you gonna take that? Like, that was, I feel like, they made a blue and pink one, but I feel like that might have just been like luck of the draw. Like, oh, we're lucky enough that there's an actual pink and blue Spidey we can label off of for the game. Like, you got off lucky this time, but I know your tricks.
Oh god, that shit was so funny to watch, bro.
And it's just like, that's there, and then the other suits, cost like $15 a pop. It's like, I had to do it for the stream, but it's like, why?
I had to do it for the views.
For the views, for the subs, for the Spider-Man dedication, but it was all to no avail. I'm like, why? Like, that mean, why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Well, we're still here just to suffer? Yeah.
Why is Avengers still here? Just to rob us dry? Yes. That is the answer.
Like I remember like when you talk about the game and then people were like, oh, Evan is being so negative about Marvel's Avengers, or oh,
it's like, you know why? Because it's not good. That's why.
It's not, that's why. Like all those things that Evan said before the game came out, those are still around. Like I'm
still waiting, by the way. You make a great point. Like I'm still waiting for an apology from people. Like I was saying, like, guys, they're making you pay for sections of the battle pass. And each character will you have to pay for takedowns, nameplates, emotes, and so on, that you're paying with money, and not like in a live service game like Genshin Impact, which I kind of wish I was playing right now, but I love that game, and Spider-Man's still amazing. Genshin's great, dude. I'm not even kidding. But it's like, that's a good live service game because you can unlock stuff by just pouring more time into playing the game and the events and the story and all that. Just by putting time into it, just by playing the game like any normal game would. This is like, oh, Battle Pass. Cool. So you have to pay money to unlock the Battle Pass, but then you also have to pay money to unlock the suits, pay money to unlock the emotes, pay money to unlock the takedowns, pay money to unlock the nameplates. And that's like so much garbage for a live service game to do. Even though it's not free to play, it still is making you pay with money for all that stuff, when in reality the free to play live service game should be the one making you pay money for stuff. But really, if you just play the game normally, you can just unlock everything just fine. You just have to play it a lot longer. This, it's like nonsense. And then, yeah, I said that, guys, this is going to be bad for consumerism and lack of input and, you know, clarity from the developers to the people who are playing the game. And like, hater, dumb, oh, because it's not made by Insomniac, you Marvel? Like, no! Wrong. Where's the red button like they have in like the America's Got Talent with the big X? Like, no, wrong. Try again. Like, no. Where'd you get that from? It's like, oh, you hate Gotham Knights because it's not Arkham. No, bro, I hate it because they're being stupid with how they're promoting the Court of Owls and all this stuff. It's like, oh, Batman's dead. Oh, is he really? You really think Batman's dead in this game where he's literally going to come back probably as the final boss as a Talon, bro? I don't think so. Like, it's just so obvious. It's like stuff like that. Like, that's obviously not confirmed, but I would not be surprised if that happens because it's predictable and it's exactly what would happen in the game without Batman. Because you got to get him in somehow, so it's like, why not make him a villain? Cool. That's never been done before, which it has not, I guess, in the games, but it's like it's obvious. So I don't know. It's just that's another thing, but yeah.
And the same thing with No Way Home, where you were like very like not very excited for No Way Home at first because of what they were doing with like the old villains and like basically bringing Toby and Andrew for no like good reason other than like fan service or something, I guess. But hey, look at the end. No Way Home was actually.
And I've said exactly. And it's like, wow, you know what? They proved me wrong. Or it's like they actually did what I wanted them to do. And it's like, oh, you're not just gonna bring back. Which they did have slightly. It's like, you know what? I'm sort of a scientist myself. Or it's like, oh, my back. Oh, you know, like, oh, funny. Haha. But it's not like Star Wars Last Jedi or, Rise of Skywalker. It's like the Emperor somehow returned. It's like, Jesus Christ. So it's like, oh, Doc Ock somehow returned after drowning in his freaking movie. So it's like, oh, no, it actually brought him back with a purpose. Thank you. So, yeah, that, I'm glad. Yeah, they did justice to all the characters. They brought them back for a purpose. They elaborated on their narratives, and they gave clarity to their relationships and expanded the arc of Tom Holland's Peter, which is fantastic. And they did a great job, and I loved it. And it's like, yeah.
The one time that they proved Evan wrong. One time.
Right. And it's like, that's not to say I don't like aspects of like Homecoming and even some like other mid-movies like Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because that is a bad movie, but it has some good elements in it. But it's like, yeah, it's just like if they don't do it right, then yeah, it's a good movie, and there's elements that are redeemable and justifiable for enjoying it. Like, yeah, I understand why you like that movie. It's like, no, this is just bad. Like, so it's the same thing. Like, oh, the Rise of Skywalker, like Palpatine is back. Oh yeah, great. No, it's just fan service and pandering because they don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. And it's the same thing with Sony right now. Like, they just have no idea what to do with their Sony universe.
Looking into Martin Lee.
Like, my God. Jesus.
It's all weird.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, I would not be surprised if Sony, like, they release Kraven the Hunter Madden Web, and those movies fail as well. Like, they have, like, a negative, like, the reception is so negative that Sony is like, I don't know, Spider-Man 4.
Do that, yeah, why not? See that, yeah, and we were talking about that earlier, like, only if they want to do it, then it's fine, but if they're just like, do it to do it, and it's like, not without a purpose, you're not, or like, I hope you don't, so, yeah, that's a questionable thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least, you know, Sam Raimi is doing another comic book movie with Doctor Strange 2 coming out only a few
literally
days now.
Next Thursday, bro, that's crazy.
That is crazy, like, because
Are you
I'm
guys
so
gonna
used to,
see
like,
it day one?
Being bitten by a radioactive pan?
well, I mean, if I have the chance, then sure, I will go and see it day one, because it's Sam Raimi. I mean, you cannot say anything wrong about Sam Raimi. He's a god. But yes, I'm very interested in Doctor Strange 2. Hopefully it's a good movie. It doesn't disappoint me. That last part we will have to wait and see because of like the whole like so they're bringing like Professor X and like all these other characters from like the 20th Century Fox X-Men universe into the MCU. So I'm like,
airplane again! Oh, here it is! There it goes! There it goes! Fantastic.
The airplanes.
Airplanes.
The one enemy that Evan cannot defeat.
I can never defeat or comply with. They just always hate me, don't they? I'm so sorry for cutting you off. Is DJ still here?
Yeah, I think he's just muted.
He's just AFK for a little bit. Got it. Yeah, I am probably going to see it Saturday with my dad, like we always do. We always see the Marvel movies together, so we're going to see it on the weekend, and we like the first one. It's the same thing. Like, I just have more of a taste for the games, so it's like I see the movie once and I'm done. Like, I'm probably not going to think about it again after I finish watching it, to be honest. But if it's good, then yeah, that's great. So I'm just hoping it'll be Doctor Strange and cameos galore with fan service out the wazoo. Or again, if there's a purpose to it, then that's great. So that's what I'm not a fan of like nostalgia bait fan service. Like when it's fan service done right, then it's fine. If it's just like there to be there, like a great example is have you guys seen the movie El Camino? The Breaking Bad spin-off slash sequel with Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah,
that is fan service done perfect. Like that movie is wonderful because they do it. You know, they expand on Jesse's story and they bring back Heisenberg for a small little flashback, but they also do things with like Todd and stuff. Like, oh, it's great. So
yeah, the funny thing about that movie is that I saw El Camino right after I binge watched all of Breaking Bad. Like I binge watched all of Breaking Bad back in 2020 before when the pandemic was still getting strong. So I saw all of Breaking Bad and El Camino.
Was that your first time going through it, or was that your like just watching it again?
No, it was my first time actually watching it. My first time watching the movie.
Then.
Yeah. My sincerest apologies for not talking for like the longest time.
That's okay.
That's good. That's good. You're good.
Nice.
Don't let us keep you.
Nah, you're all good. It's great to talk to you guys.
Oh, we're lucky to have you, buddy.
Lucky to be here.
Of course.
Yes. Also, I remember you said it earlier. You're talking about the 80 subscriber, 80,000. Mm-hmm. Dude, I remember when you were doing videos like in your dorm.
Yes. Oh,
with his iPhone.
I know, bro. My little iPhone. I think what was it, 6? It was old. Just something bad. It's just like I gotta talk about this game, Spider-Man PS4 somehow, because like it's all I think about. Literally all I could think of. Like after 2016 June when they announced it, and then wait a whole year until next showcase. It's like I didn't have because I think I brought this up several times already, but and you viewers probably know this too. Like I was planning to majoring in political science. To be like a tutor of sorts, like an educator or something. Like I'll just be a teacher or whatever, and for like a job because I had no experience with YouTube or anything. And then all of a sudden they announced that, like, never mind, F that. This is literally all I can think about for the next years until it comes out. Because it was like I love these games. I played all the Spider-Man games, and now they're doing one with like a AAA quality level game like Uncharted or Infamous. But for Spider-Man, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fantastic. And it's like all I could think about. So I like, okay, how the hell do I make YouTube videos? So I just did that for a year because I was still like in college while I was doing that as a little hobby. Like, oh, talk about it just randomly and whatever. Whatever happens, happens. And it was actually Slickmoff who discovered me and offered to do like a collab, like how I always do collabs with other guys. Like I try to give it back because Slickmoff was so cool, and he was the one who like found me like, hey, you want to do a collab on my channel about Spider-Man PS4? I'm like, yes, like I watch Slickmoff all the time, so that was awesome that he wanted to do that with me as just someone like less than 1,000 at that point. I think it took me literally a year to get like from 0 to 2,000. So it was, and that was still for all just doing the videos on my phone. Still, and then I started to like in 2017. I remember clearly is when I got used my own money and earnings to get editing software and laptop to use.
YouTube money.
Not even, bro. No, not even. I had zero earnings from that because first off, you can't get paid until you reach over 1,000 subscribers. But second off, I only got like less than 100. Like each month. It's like, yep, that's a living, all right, for sure. And then, then I started to try and do it full time with. I remember specifically, Insomniac Games followed me on Twitter the day before their E3 showcase, and it's like, Evan, are you and the Spidey Squad ready? It's like, dude, shut up, don't talk to me like that, please. Don't, please, like you don't understand, like legitimately can't say that to me the day before you show your game, and then. Oh man, it was that
Like
was.
I still remember when when Evan, he was trying to go to E3 2017, but then he
Yep.
couldn't but then it never happened. Like that.
It sadly wasn't able to do it. But then I
Yeah.
watched it with all the boys, with the Spice Squad, and we did. I think it's even on our channel, our YouTube channel. It's still recorded as the group's my reactions on my channel, but like the group as the Spice Squad is still on all. Everyone in the group chat on Discord was like freaking out when we first saw the trailer, and that we were all hyped because Insomniac shouted us out with the hashtag Spice Squad, and it was cool because it was around the time Homecoming was coming out, because June is when the game showed the demo, but then the movie came out in July. But the Spider-Man hashtags were still going around, and if you did hashtag Spidey Squad, there was a Spider-Man emoji at the end of that because it was linked to Spider-Man, and it worked. So they did that with the hashtag Spidey Squad to us, and it got us some traction, which was super cool. And they, of course, add our logo in the game. But I didn't know they were going to do that until February of 2018. When Jacinda Chu, the art director of the game, was saying, we want to do this for you guys because we love your support and we genuinely appreciate you guys. And all that you do for us is like, all that you do for us? What about all you do for, all that we do for you? What about all you do for us? Like, my God, that's just insane. So all that was just crazy. And again, I hate to sound sappy, but that's genuinely like a story about, if you're someone who is passionate about whatever it is, Spider-Man, comics, movies, games, TV shows, anime, whatever it might be, literally just take time out of your day, like if you're doing your schoolwork or just working your job, whatever it is, just take time and think about trying maybe put out like a Twitter post or an Instagram post or a social media post of something, or a YouTube video, whatever, just talking about what you like. And someday, eventually, you might get people that fall in love with what you love as well and share that passion with everybody. And either that, just forming relationships with people online, which is one thing, but also forming a community of people who also love what you love simultaneously and sharing that together while creating, something special around that is wonderful. And that's just like one thing that I'm lucky enough to be a part of with DJ here and Ghosty and all the other boys with Franco and Bugle and Vigilante and Legit and News to Astonish and Spidey Skater Boy and Mike, everyone, just all that, just because of this character and this game in particular is these games now with Peter and Miles and now the sequel and now Wolverine as well. It's just, it just doesn't stop, and just it's gonna keep going and growing, and it's just really, really special to see how far I've been able to come and how far we as a team and the family of fans have come as a unit, and it's just really, really special for me to see that thrive and blossom to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
And I'm so proud of you, Evan. I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here with you guys because I didn't know how to edit at all. There's a thing like political science, politics, science, teaching, tutoring. Yeah, that's my goal. It was either that or like veterinary school for whatever reason. Like, let me do veterinary science or medicine, something like that with animals because I'm a big animal guy. And I actually volunteered for quite a while at the San Francisco Zoo. Some people don't know that, as a teacher assistant for the after-school program at the San Francisco Zoo for kids, where they got to learn about animals there, which was pretty cool. But I was like, maybe animals or whatever, like, it's fine. Like, I was just kind of going through the motions, like, on autopilot, like, I'll do this, I'll do what I'm told, like, fine. And then that, they announced the game, like, nope, F everything, and everyone who's in my way, this is it.
Fuck
like,
that.
Yeah, like, nope, And so I'm like, I'm out, and then, oh, great, after spending a year wasting my time with political science, like, well, great, what do I gotta do now? And then, so I learned all self-taught with the editing, all self-taught with the commentary, with YouTube, the Let's Plays, and even then it was bad because it was my first year doing it, so I had no idea what I was doing. So now, like 5 years later, however long it's been, a decade later, I'm still learning, but I'm now much more at ease with my skills, so to say. My abilities.
Evan, when he's trying to edit videos, how to edit videos in Sony Vegas?
Well, me, it's like, if you notice how I'm like, I do, like, talking now during a stream is more natural, because, like, I'm playing a game, we're having fun, and our conversation flows however it ends up flowing. For a video, it's like, I don't do scripts. I don't ever do scripts. I just have bullet points of, like, okay, I'm going to talk about this, and this, but I never go, like, how to talk about it. So I just kind of do it, like, on the spot, and then I have to edit each line individually to make it sound like a cohesive sentence. Because if I were to do that, I would just be Spider-Man was invisible for a second. I would just be like rambling for hours, which is what I did do in 2016 with no editing at all, and that's what I did do for like 10, 20 minutes straight. I'm like, I probably shouldn't do that anymore. So that's why I became more like concise and more specific with my commentary. So now I know how to talk about things more intricately and precisely versus just rambling about stuff.
Exactly.
So there's that. The Evan.
So it takes a while to find your footing. Yes.
Like Evan doesn't do scripts. He only like talks about like the important or the topic of that he wants to talk about.
Yes. Except for I think, like even my review for Spider-Man PS4, that was not scripted. That was just again bullet points. But just I knew what I wanted to say and how to say it. But just like I didn't write every single word out. But the only video I like fully scripted, like wasn't even a video for Spider-Man. It was my video essay on Persona 5 Royal about Marquis. Which no one watched.
Which got no views?
No views.
Which got no views?
It's like that Megamind meme with the face. He's tilting. No views?
Yeah.
No views? Yeah, just looking at that. It's like, oh, man, yep, Megamind got me. So it's like that, but yeah. But that was the one I put a lot of detail into writing out, like how to talk about it and what to talk about and what elements of the story that really need to be elaborated upon further. But not like for Spider-Man, because everyone knows Spider-Man, knows these games. So it's like, game's good, play it, done. Like that's it. You don't have to talk about like, I mean, I have done in other videos like the story and the spoiler, like spoiling the story with Doc Ock and Peter's relationship, which was also not scripted, but it was just like that can be more elaborated upon, sure. But like the main non-spoiler review. Just, is the game good? Yes, play it. That's it. Just say gameplay is good, swinging is good, graphics are great, Yuri's fantastic as Peter. You're done. Like, that's really it. So it's like...
Play the game so we can have more.
Play games. You're done. Like, what else can you say?
At least Evan, when he says the game is good, the game is good. He's not like freaking IGN or like any of those like game journalists like on the internet.
And you'll know when I'm serious because I also have, I don't like the new Peter face change, but I also don't like Avengers. So it's like I'm not like Marvel's great, they're fantastic. It's like not sometimes. So
not sometimes.
And it's dumb of me to do that because they fought Marvel Games, the company, and Bill Roseman and all of them follow me on Twitter and they're fantastic people. I'm like, I love you guys so much, but I have to be honest when I don't like something. I'm sorry, which is funny. Yeah. Because Eric Monticelli, who is the director of production at Marvel Games, unfollowed me when I was being harsh towards Avengers. So it's like, well, I'm sorry, but that's, I gotta be honest. It's like, it's not good. And I don't blame you, I just blame whoever made the decision to make the game like this. But yeah, because of that, he unfollowed me, so I'm like, well, it's just how it is. So it's like the same thing with the Peter face change. Luckily, thank God, both Brians, which is hilarious that they're both Brians. Brian Intar and Brian Horton still follow me. But it's just like, I'm just not a fan of this change. Sorry. You'll never convince... No one will ever convince me that it's better. But I guess I kind of have come to terms with it now after playing the remaster for a couple times. Although I'm hoping, again, we've talked about this in extent numerous times, like now that it's an official sequel exclusive to the PS5, I think now they'll be able to better hone in on the... visual polish for Ben Jordan versus John. Since they're not reworking the model from the ground up, they're already starting with Ben from the jump. So I think they'll be better utilized for the portrayal of his character in the game.
I just hope that like, because in the remaster and then like sorta in Miles, he has like a not a baby face, but like he looks like
Tom Holland.
Yeah, he looks too young. He looks too young to be freaking like 23.
Yeah.
Or like almost like mid-20s, almost 30.
Mm-hmm.
At least give him. I remember I saw a thing on like Twitter. It was like Twitter or Reddit, and someone gave him like stubble, kind of, or like just like a light, like kind of like beard almost, and it worked perfectly. I don't know what the heck, like. But yeah, I was like saddened at first. I was like, what is this? His face. What is his face?
Exactly.
Like, I got over it after playing like the remaster at least like twice. It's fine.
Yeah, like
who is the
for those, which is interesting because most people still don't have a PS5, so they probably forgot that this is a change that they did.
Oh yeah, true.
So when they see him again, because we don't know what Peter and Miles are going to look like outside of their suits in the sequel just yet, but we're hoping that they'll be more aged up, even more now than in Miles, where he has a freaking awesome fade, and then Peter looks twice as young as he does for whatever reason. But yeah, it's like
honestly,
it's so weird that is what it is in that, because Miles is like taller, he's leaner, he's more muscular, and then he has a cooler haircut, and then Peter's just like the same, but then with a weirder youthful face. Like, what happened? So
exactly.
I'm hoping now, like, they're more aged, they're more experienced, they're more
he's gonna get the bro.
veteran. I hope, maybe. Yeah, who knows? But we'll see. But yeah, it's still just like, depending on what they do, it'll be interesting to see how they've, polished it and improved it now from then to the next gen enhancements.
Yeah, that's true. Also,
Hopefully.
like in the trailer for the second one, like Miles even looks like taller, or like
Yes.
just like a little bit, yeah, or like you can tell like the difference. Also, another thing, I hope how they've done it for like the past 2 games, and they for sure will. I hope there's a reason why they have new suits.
Yeah,
like,
that's
should be,
exactly
like-
what we were talking about before you came in. Like, if they do, because I'm probably going to get crucified. I still like the first iteration of the advanced suit more than what I'm currently seeing now in the sequel's trailer, because
I
they
feel
got
like
rid of
it's
the
too
cool
much.
freaking racing stripes on the legs, and it's too blue. And the iron legs, too. It's just like, I get it because Doc Ock and all that's fine, but I'm like, I don't know if I've ever really been a fan of that for like a classic Spider-Man suit. But yeah, I'm hoping they have the optional, like, wear the first iterations of the suit as an optional alternate costume, and then during the story they upgrade their suits to fight off Venom or Kraven or something.
I hope they add back in like the classic suit, like the one that we already got in like the remaster and like the original game and everything.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, the advanced suit is still like good. Like it's still really cool to like play as, and it's like that's like the definitive version of that character. But I don't know, just like playing like the advanced suit, or not the advanced suit, the classic suit, like in that whole story, I don't know, it just kind of hits different. Maybe that's just me
Yeah.
seeing like a different
Because
story.
it's just so like it's just so like classic in the sense of its house, like in lore of the universe, that is Spider-Man's costume without him improving it for Doc Ock's blueprints. But it's also
Yeah.
just like that is in the universe of Spider-Man, of just how the people have seen him for ages.
True.
So that's
True,
just like
true.
his like ingrained look in the public eye forever. And just like, even though he's like, oh, the advanced suit is like little protective stuff with the logo being made out of carbon fiber and the gauntlets and the athletic boots and all the cool stuff. It's like, nah, it's just classic Spider-Man with that. That's just perfect.
Yeah. Also, I've seen stuff in the past. Don't you dare mention Bagman.
I was like, because on the
you-
whole stream, if you guys are still watching in the chat, I've been switching alternate suits for you guys to enjoy. I've gone through everything so far except for Bagman. So we're going to have to,
God.
and I'm not wearing the stealth suit. I'm sorry, from Far From Home. I will not choose that costume. Arachnid Rider we could probably, but I'll do Bagman for now, and then we'll move on to Arachnid Rider.
Bagman. I remember when they added the whole, that was cool because, what is it? I think it was when, like, Fantastic Four was, like, getting, like, a new comic series.
Yeah.
Is that, like, the whole reason why they added, like, Future
Something,
Foundation
yeah, like
and
using like
Bagman?
anniversary or a comic event or something.
Yeah.
They're like
Although,
the Fantastic Four are back because they didn't have a comic for a while or something.
I think so, yeah.
And they gave Bagman
The
and
only-
Future Foundation.
The only downside of the Batman suit is that it doesn't have the
No kick me sign. No kick me sign. Yes.
I like the Bagman in, like, Shattered Dimensions and any other interpretations
Yeah, where he has
of it,
no
honestly.
boots and fingerless gloves and the kick me sign. It's just perfect.
Yeah, that's just, like, the better one, in my opinion. But,
I love the addition though here where they gave like the Spider-Man drawn on lenses through the eye holes.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like
But
the
that was,
no
like, the
kick me
best
sign
part.
is that's a downside.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of suits, like I think it's clear. It's obvious that they're gonna keep the advanced suit and Miles like classic suit for the sequel. Like obviously, just like what they did with Peter's classic suit and Miles, sportswear, like his homemade suit. They're most likely gonna keep those suits for the sequel, and then they're gonna give them like a cutscene, or there will be an explanation as to how they got the new updated versions of their suits.
Right.
I think that's gonna be like the tradition of these games, is how we see them like crafting a new versions of their suits. So I'm not really worried that they're not gonna they have new suits for no apparent reason. No, no, they'll most likely we will play with them in their OG suits, and then there will be a cutscene, or we will at some point in the game we will get to play them in their updated versions of their suits.
Yeah.
I hope we get like how we've gotten in like the past two, where it's like nice like showing off, essentially, like how Miles did it with
Genki.
the song, essentially, where it's like making the suit or whatever. I just hope we get something like that, but like maybe have it like with them together instead of having like their own like little separate suit ups, I guess.
Yeah, and also like
cool.
and also the difference between Peter and Miles is that Peter has the technology and spider legs, and Miles has the Venom blast. To difference the two in combat.
Now there is a rumor, to bring it back to like the title of the stream, like rumors and leaks, like actual legitimate logical boundaries, steps to think of, and not just like, you think they'll put in Chameleon as a boss fight for the final act of the game, like out of nowhere, like, okay, no, but like with that, they're already teasing. Brian Intar is a madman because he's already teasing Black Suit Spider-Man, right? But then if you see in the trailer the Doc Ock tentacles, because Peter is obviously still, dealing with the after effect of Doc Ock, of Otto going against him and fighting him and all that. Yeah, and then he's like, you were everything I wanted to be, and you just threw it away, and he's like disgusted by what he turned the arms into, which is so cool. But then he's using it to help himself as Spider-Man. So it's like, is that like hypocritical or something? But I don't know. But it's like, it's cool how he's using it to enhance his own fighting maneuvers and stuff. So with Miles in his game, how the Venom powers enhanced his traversal, because you can do the Venom jump and Venom boost in midair. Are the tentacles going to help out with traversal? Or if he gets the black suit, are like the tentacles going to be transformed into like 4 tendrils for the symbiote to attack people with?
I hope. See, there's another thing about like the second game. They haven't said anything about like the black suit being in the game like at all. They haven't mentioned it, and I know why, because like it just got like announced. But like still, what if it's like a caveat? It's like, haha, you're not gonna get the black suit at all. It's like they wouldn't do that, but I'm still worried.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's always that shred. Like exactly, and the great thing about that is that No Way Home, we all knew like Toby was gonna be in the movie. Like, I don't know about you guys, but that was just like, oh, they're using the villains from the older movies. So even without the leaks of Andrew with the photo and all that, getting out and everything, the fact they're using the older villains already freaking implied, like, yeah, okay, they're going to bring back the other Spideys. No doubt.
Exactly.
This, though, you're right. There is no guarantee that they could do Black Suit Spider-Man. There is no guarantee that they could do Harry as Venom, because they killed Aunt May. They made Tinkerer a completely different character. That's not Finn Mason from the comics. That's their own take on the character, which is actually awesome. So who knows what they could do with this? Are they going to do Black Suit Peter? Maybe they'll do Black Suit Miles. Maybe they'll do Black Suit no one. Maybe they'll do just Venom or something. We have no clue. So yeah, that's crazy what they're going to be able to do.
I think I'm the only one in like the regard that like if they give I like Miles, like that game was like amazing, but I swear if they give the black suit to Miles and you literally have Peter like right there, people are gonna be unhappy, and I'm gonna be unhappy.
They're gonna be like fucking.
You're gonna put
mad.
some dirt in Insomniac's eye.
Oh, it's gonna. Oh boy.
So to speak. It would be weird for sure, because that's, Brian is already so passionate about it, and he's so in tune with it. Like, he just gets it, right? Like how Sam Raimi gets how to handle these Marvel characters in Spider-Man clearly, and without studio interference for Spider-Man 3. That was still a really good story about the coping of the overwhelming amount of power that you could get, but also the amount of stress and responsibility that comes with handling that, and it overwhelming you, and how that affects you mentally and physically, and also emotionally, with dealing with the grief and the trauma of you know, letting that kind of overcome you and stuff like that. So he gets that narrative, Brian does, and expanding that now
Because
with this story with the Insomniac Peter, with Aunt May's dead. Doc Ock's a potato now in the raft because he's the vegetable, still losing his motor control. By the way, Superior Spider-Man, anybody? I'm kind of scared if they go that route. But if they do that, you know, like, how does this Peter overcome all this grief and trauma that he's experienced in the first game, and now with Venom coming into town and Kraven, with Harry likely being Venom instead of Eddie, just as a hypothesis. Or speculation, because we still don't know officially, like you said, DJ, we don't know if the Black Suit's in the game, or if even Venom is going to be Harry or Eddie. Like, we have no guarantee right now who it's going to be, because it's all still a mystery. They haven't confirmed anything. But dealing with that, like, all the story possibilities and potential that they have there is going to be a lot more deep to explore than just like, oh, let me just make Miles Black Suit Spider-Man. Like, yeah, you could, I guess, but don't do that. Like,
you could, but no.
We're gonna make
like,
it,
yes,
we're gonna
but
make,
actually no. Yeah, like that.
We're gonna give a Black Spider-Man a black suit.
Flame Gamers Hotspot 2000. Congrats on 80K subs. Thank you so much, dude. Thoroughly appreciate it. And everyone else leaving comments, I'm so sorry if I haven't read the chat. We've just been going off of different topics.
True. There's one. It says Michael Courtney vlog. It says, "Hey Evan, not getting Brad Bird for Fantastic Four is like not getting Jon Favreau for
yes,
Iron
bro.
Man."
The Incredibles is already the best Fantastic Four movie that's ever been made.
True.
Like, it's insane how they haven't gotten him for doing a Fantastic Four movie at some point.
Isn't it Brad Bird, the one who directed Incredibles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, no one talks about Iron Giant anymore. No one talks about. I love Iron Giant.
I love Iron Giant.
Probably one of the best animated movies like ever, and it was
the
like
agent.
It did
I forget
so
his
bad.
name. He's the best character in that whole movie.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Such an old movie.
that movie is a showcase that not all animated movies are for kids.
Yeah, with all the stuff that was going on in that movie, yeah. Same thing with like Incredibles. People like it had like superheroes like dying like left and right, kind of.
I didn't know that as a kid. I had no idea what was going on when he was doing the
like
whole
when
Chronos thing. Yeah, he's like searching the
uh-huh.
database, and he was like Terminated. I'm like, what?
What does that mean? And
Yeah,
then
I
you
didn't
think
know.
about it when you're older.
Yeah,
it's
like,
like
whoa. Yeah,
like, oh
like,
shit, people are
syndrome's
dying.
capping everybody. Yeah, like whoa.
This robot is going around like killing people.
Yeah.
And then Incredibles, I'm gonna be real, Incredibles 1 is like a masterpiece. Incredibles 2 is just like, hey, we needed money
Disgusting.
that year.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
the
sorry,
same.
I'm not a fan of it.
Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4
See,
are in like the same boat. Yeah.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like by fan service, just being there, nostalgia bait fan service. Like, you want Incredibles? Here you go. Like 10 years later. Like how long did it take them? No, 14 years later, because 2018 or something. I don't know, but yeah, like that's a bit too long. Like Toy Story 3 did not need a fourth thing. Like where Buzz and like again, like they're separated, but then Woody is now at the carnival with Bo Peep and all this stuff. Like, you know, like no. So it was just tacked on and not needed and money grabbing.
No, I like watched after I watched it, I was like, it was good, but like it wasn't like warranted. They could have ended Toy Story like 3 like there.
3 was perfect. You didn't need to do anything else.
That's what I've been saying since like 2011, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, this was literally out of nowhere. They just were like, hey,
I'm like Disney. What are you doing with Toy Story right now? What the?
I think Buzz Lightyear will be good though.
I still love those like random theories. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but it's like, oh, Woody is actually like Andy's dad trapped in this toy's body.
I don't like
crazy
that.
stuff. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like they're going like, is this a multiverse where there's like different people? Like Buzz is, I don't know, just some crazy stuff like
There's
incorporated into their characters.
There's infinite timelines.
Yes. in the Toy Story universe.
Just a story.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna go and watch it just because Chris Evans is voicing Buzz in this one, which so I might go and watch it eventually.
Zurg looks sick, I will say.
oh, true. Zurg looks almost like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Zurg is crazy.
Like, holy crap.
Arachnid Man said, "Nice Toy Story stream."
That's right. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna do a 180 all Toy Story channel inbound. I will not even believe what video's up next. Which, by the way, before I forget, the only reason, if you guys have noticed, why I've sadly have not been as active recently with continuous video uploads is I've been really occupied with school stuff, but also in the meantime, like, well, there's not a lot of news going on, so let me do these the short videos that I can kind of quickly come up with. So that's something new that I've been doing, but it's also sadly because there's not a whole lot going on. But like, well, if I have any time in my day that I can just spend doing YouTube, I'll just do a quick little short video to put out there that you guys can enjoy while we're waiting for the big stuff.
I just hope we get news soon.
Yeah, like I've done the video, like I didn't do like a full video if you noticed about like the news of Spider-Verse getting delayed, but I did a short. Because there's not a lot to talk about. Like, it got delayed, and that's it, So it's like, so let me just do a shorter, like, I don't have to drag it out. Like, oh, it got delayed to this date because the blah, blah, blah. No, it's just like, hey, it got delayed to this date, and that's it. So I do the short videos to, like, I don't want to waste your guys' time or my time, so it's like, hopefully you guys enjoy them for what they are.
And those game views, because I remember you told me, like, one of the shorts that you did was about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Out of nowhere, it's still getting attention, which is wonderful. But yeah, it's the Venom Easter egg, which is in Guardians of the Galaxy.
You know what? I played that. I remember I saw that. I was like, there's a whole like reference to like that in the game.
It's
like and it's like so just good. Like it's just a passing thing too. It's just Rocket making like a little like conversation or something.
Meanwhile, Avengers can't even include Black Suit Spider-Man as a costume.
Meanwhile, Avengers can't even have like freaking dialogue that's even like in the game. Like you remember the mode at the end of the game, MODOK is just saying stuff from the script. It's like, what is he saying?
That was okay. That was insane. Literally, like if you guys probably haven't played through Avengers, or if you have, I praise you because you're a trooper for doing that. But like, yeah, like this is how in tune we are with the games, because in the universe of Spider-Man PS4, the news calls Otto Dr. Octopus. Like the Daily Bugle sees like, whoa, there's this crazy guy with 4 mechanical arms. Like Spider-Man 2 style, like, oh, a guy named Dr. Octavius with 4 mechanical arms, Doc Ock, what are the odds? So they kind of play at that, like, oh, this guy with 4 arms walking around, Dr. Octopus, call him that. Sure, that's fine. And then he never calls himself that because he's just being Otto at that point. He's not like, I am now Dr. Octopus, Spider-Man. Like that meme, like, wait, let me get my voice ready. He's like, it's not even Doc Ock, it's Green Goblin in that meme you guys have probably seen. You're too late, Spider-Man. Weed has been legalized. You're the only one who's getting smoked, Gobby. He starts shooting him with the rifle. So it's like that is not like the whole like villain maniacal laughter thing, right? He's just like, I'm after Norman because he's a dick, and I'm gonna get him with my tentacles because I'm a smart badass. It's like, great. I'm not Mr. Evil mustache twirling Doc Ock. But then in the game, Avengers, my whole point to go back to this is that he's like, George Tarleton, George, we can save you. You can't stop. You're gonna kill innocent people. No, George won't, or George is a failure. MODOK won't fail. Like, excuse me? Where did that come from? Like, so let me get this straight, George, mister. You got infected with Captain America's blood and the Terrigen Mist. You got the power to control, like, telekinesis pretty much, and you're super smart, and you have this huge company and all that in this floating chair. It's great. You went out of your way to call yourself the mental organism designed only for killing. You willingly chose that name for yourself as a cool supervillain name? No wonder, bro. No wonder why everyone forgot about you.
Yeah. Big brain energy.
Big brain MODOK, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen.
Big ass brain.
My God, I need. Where's my gun?
Have you guys seen? This is probably gonna like, what's the term? Like, out me as someone who watches these videos, but they're actually hilarious. Do you guys watch like the skit videos from like Caleb City and Lennar Young?
Those are like essential. Those are essential.
They're hilarious. So there's the one video with Lennar Young who I find incredibly funny. He's it's a skit about him getting like ripped off online or something, and he's like getting these shoes that he ordered online, and it's like this empty box with air because he got scammed and ripped off, and he's like doing a skit like talking to himself, and he's like talking to himself over the phone, like, yeah, read the description of the shoes you just got, like, this is the Air 1 Jordans, the air from the box, not the actual shoes, no refund. And then he's like calling himself over the phone, he's like, dumbass, deflated ass brain. Deflated ass brain. You should probably use that air for your deflated ass brain. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's so funny. It's hilarious. I love his videos.
Did you ever watch RDC World? Did you ever watch
Yes, bro. Have you seen the Will Smith Chris Rock one?
So bad.
Oh, it was hilariously bad. It was like, oh man, I thought he was gonna high five me or something. Like, and his friends like, why would you think that? It's like, I don't know, Will. He's like yelling for Will to come back out here. Like, oh my god.
That whole I don't even want to bring that up because it's just gonna get into like a whole debate.
Yeah.
The whole thing, I thought it was fake.
Me too.
I literally thought it was fake at first. I'm like, that can't be real.
And then bang!
Well, I wasn't watching it live because I don't watch the Oscars anymore, but I just like saw it on Twitter. Like, what? It's just some publicity stunt for the Oscars to get views because they do that all the time with bad colors or jokes. They're like this.
But
whatever.
no, that was a genuine thing.
It was real. Like, oh, okay. Wow.
and then my favorite part of the whole thing was that Andrew Garfield was just like texting his friends about it.
Right.
Oh yeah, he was playing it. Yeah.
Like Andrew Garfield was like texting his friends about the the slap because the camera was like the camera actually caught Andrew like texting on his phone. And then recently he actually talked about it and he was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be on camera, so I'm gonna be texting my friends about, hey, have you guys seen the how Will Smith slapped the fuck out of
slapped the fuck out of him."
It's like, wow, Andrew.
The other stuff you could be talking about right now.
Right.
By the way, Evan, I see you using the classic suit damage one. Yeah, that one is so much better than the one in the original game.
In the remaster, yeah. They add upon it a lot more.
I think it's a whole lot better. I don't know what was up with them.
God, the advanced suit looks so pretty in this game, in the remaster, because it's like they added more depth to the lenses, to the texture and the carbon fiber and the white spider and the gauntlets and the sheen on the webs. Like, wow. So it's like, yeah, like I can go back to the original just for John, but yeah, visually, if I want just like the best visually looking game, yeah, I would stick in the remaster, because I still have my PS4 Pro Spider-Man PS4 limited edition trademark pending console, you know, the red, amazing red as they call it, the PS4 Pro White Spider bundle. Red. I still have that right next to my PS5. Which
getting that PS4 Pro is kind of hard now.
Yes.
They're like it's like considered like a collector's item now, which not considering. Duh, it's literally like probably the best looking PS4 you could find.
Although I will say, like for because DJ, you have a PS5, right?
Yeah.
So Ghosty does not. But the reason why I think that's fine now is because you already know that in like once we get to next year when they start promoting the sequel, you know there's gonna be like symbiote black PS5 bundle color.
Dude, no. I hopefully they release it as like a faceplate and a console, because oh my gosh, that's why I was like worried about it when like I first got mine. I was like, what if they release one like later down the line?
Exactly. It's like I don't want one later now because like they'll just release a better one once the game's out, and it's like, well, I'll just waste money. But then I was, crazily luckily gifted this from anonymous game developer who shall remain anonymous. But it was anonymous now. I can tell you after the stream. But yeah, like it was super cool that they did that, and like, wow, I'm super thankful. Like, and he's like, no problem, just like help out this charity because I know you do charities a lot for the streams. So, like, then we're even. Like, that's so kind of you. And then that's the one that we raised. His goal was if you could do at least 300, that would be amazing. It's like, oh, like no worries if you can't meet the mark. Like that's at least doing is more than enough. And it's like, thank you so much. And then we raised over 1,000. And it's like,
golly,
yeah,
love to see it.
It was
someone,
cool.
someone said.
There's actually a rumor, now that we're talking about PlayStation, the rumors about that actually says that God of War Ragnarok might be the last cross-gen game.
Makes sense.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep it that, because I feel like that would be a nice way to just completely focus on next
I
gen.
am stunned. DJ, have you played Forbidden West?
I have not played Forbidden West, no. I've not. I'm sorry. There's been
okay.
so many other games.
No, I know. Did you? So did you get Elden Ring?
I did not get Elden Ring either. Oh my gosh! But I've been watching everybody else play it.
It's okay, and I've said this on stream with the boys, Joseph Woody and News to Astonishing, Conflash Keenan. I'm getting crucified for this because I played the Soulsborne games. Like I played Sekiro, I played Dark Souls, I played a bit of Bloodborne, not all the way though. But I'm like, is Elden Ring just not Dark Souls? Like, how am I crazy? Like, I don't understand why everyone's saying this is the best game ever made. Like, it's just Dark Souls again, but better. I don't understand what do you mean? But then all of a sudden I play Horizon Forbidden West. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a cross-gen game and it looks incredible on the PS5. Like, that's like, there's one mission in the game, and you'll know it when you play it, that blew my mind out of the water. Like, this is the greatest thing I've played in any video game ever. Even more than Spider-Man is the one mission where you're well, I won't spoil it, but just like one mission during like the midway point of the game, and you're in the desert, and you have to do something in the desert to get to progress the story, and it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in the game. It's like, wow.
It's amazing.
So I'm saying that all in the sense of, like, it's good that the cross-gen stuff is going to end with God of War Ragnarok, because if Horizon Forbidden West was that good and it was a cross-gen game, and Guerrilla is such a talented studio that now they're going to be able to utilize everything they have for Horizon 3 as a PS5 exclusive, like, that's what they're doing now for Spider-Man 2. Just imagine all that, all the depth of the world, and how because the world map alone is like 3 times bigger than the first game, which is already massive in Horizon Forbidden West, and it's a cross-gen game. I keep emphasizing that because now that already is like that's already confirmed. Like, I know they haven't said this officially, but we can already guarantee at this point that Manhattan's going to be back in the sequel, but also Queens and Brooklyn are going to be there too.
I just hope so.
Districts.
We need a... See, okay, I remember, like, way back then, you were talking about how, like, the map is, like, 3 to 6 times bigger than Sunset Overdrive.
And the first, this game,
Yeah, it's too small. It's too small.
Right. Because I thought Sunset Overdrive was pretty damn big.
Oh, yeah. Same
but then
here.
they're like, oh, it's bigger than that. Like, really? So you're going to get Queens and Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, question, like, that waiting mean, like, right? Hello? And then no. So it's like, And I was a little bit let down by that, and I was also let down that they, for whatever reason, had to get rid of the copyright claims to the Freedom Tower. So it's like the bootleg
No, it was the Chrysler Building.
Well, they got rid of the Chrysler Building in Miles, but the Freedom Tower itself, the design is not the Freedom Tower in real life. Because the Freedom Tower was in the 2016 trailer. That was like the first building we saw in the opening shot. The World Trade Center, World Freedom Tower building.
I thought you were talking about the
Chrysler building. No. Luckily, the Empire State Building's still there. The Chrysler Building is gone in Miles. But yeah, the Freedom Tower, that is not the same tower in real life as it is in the game, because copyright issues or something, dumb reasoning. Which is weird because the building owners, whatever, they're losing money for not being in this game. So I don't know why, like, oh, you can't use our building anymore. Like, excuse me? You're going to not be in the Spider-Man game? Okay, your loss, I guess.
And also on a new system, like, it's literally money going down the drain.
Exactly. So hopefully now in the sequel we could get that. I don't know if they'll now get the rights back or something.
Who knows?
So because now that makes me wonder, they're gonna add. I'm assuming this is not confirmed for anyone watching. They're gonna get Queens, they're gonna get Brooklyn. Are they gonna now expand, like, overhaul Manhattan completely? Are they gonna make it look different, or? make it like the same.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
We have so much time to speculate and everything.
We still have a year.
Honestly, this year is going by way too slow. Way too goddamn slow.
For me, because I've been so busy, like, with school stuff and doing my assignments, I'm literally like, Jesus Christ, it's almost May. So for me, I'm wow, we're already kind of like, for me, just personally, like, I'm working on the videos and my assignments and checking on stuff for finals, and I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, okay, I got this assignment due this week. I have another exam the next day. I have to make sure I submit my final paper for this thing the other day. And all of a sudden, like, oh my God, the semester's almost over. Like, wow. And then it's like, it sucks because there's no news going on for, like, the standard, viewer or just fan of the games with, nothing to do. But for me as, like, a content creator, I'm like, I'm doing these videos and my school stuff at the same time, and all of a sudden it's already May. Like, whoa. Okay, so for me, this is going by way faster than waiting for the first game. Because the first game, that took, like, a decade for me. In my eyes, I'm like, is there literally no news for this game? Because we had and again, like, because we have 2 games to play now in the meantime to hold us over with Miles and Peter. Now it's like, back then it was like we had nothing. So like, can I just like get a shred, more please? Can I just a little more, please?
More, please. Please.
Can Oliver Twist, like just like that. Can you have some more, please? But just not. You can't just give us that one trailer and not do anything. Whereas Spider-Man 2, it's like we got the trailer with the teaser in the city and Venom and Spider-Man and Miles and all that. It's like that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like it's not enough. It's like what blew me away from the first Spider-Man PS4 trailer, because that was full on gameplay footage, like actual him swinging in the city and the parkour in the cafe, which I'm so mad that they got rid of that. But it's like, that was like seeing it like, whoa, this is a next-gen, fully, exclusive PlayStation-esque Spider-Man game. I'm still blown away that footage in the Spider-Man 2 trailer is in-game real-time footage. That's crazy. So that is fine, but like what they're gonna improve it even more by the time we see it next. So it's like, Jesus Christ, like...
Yeah.
My
so,
God.
Was it...
Well, I mean, for me personally, like, I can just wait, just giving Sony all the time that they need to make the sequel as great as it is, because, like, I have my own stuff going on, like, I'm actually, like for those that may not know, I'm actually planning to move out of the country, by, like, the second half of the year. Yeah, I still, there's still some things I want to figure it out, but, before I do that, but I am planning to move out of the country by the second half of this year or something. So
wow,
so
that'd be nice.
So I'm gonna be doing my own stuff, and I'm not really, so I can just wait all the time, without being desperate about news about Spider-Man 2 or anything. So
exactly,
just give Insomniac all the time that they need. Meanwhile, Evan, me, and
we'll still be here for you, buddy.
Like we're all gonna be here, doing our own stuff, minding our own business, and then once we get something for Spider-Man 2, that's when we're gonna be like, oh, we'll be like, oh shit, we got some news.
Right.
Thank God, finally. So, was it? I think it was a little while back. I just saw it. Bill Dozer has a comment. He says, he has 2 comments actually. He said, what I think would be cool would be an option for gradual suit damage in Spider-Man 2. And then the second one was, it would be a missed opportunity if they don't call the controller that comes with the Spider-Man 2 bundle the Spider-Sense controller.
Yo, yes! DualSense, Spider-Sense, that'd be perfect. Missed opportunity if they do not do that, for sure. That'd be sick. What was his comment about the suits?
It was said it would be a cool option to have like gradual suit damage.
Ah, right. Yeah. I mean, because Miles did such a great job with that. Me, I'm such a stickler. Like, if I see like a shred of damage on the advanced room, like, get the game out of my console right now. Like, I can't get. Like, I would hate to see that suit damaged in any way. It's like, no. So I hope that at least if they do that, I hope it's like an option to turn it on and off, which would be cool. Another thing which Miles excelled at, which a lot of people who love suits are happy with, is that he unmasks in every suit.
Yeah, that was a
which
great
is like
little
crazy, because it's like the proportions for the body of the Into the Spider-Verse suit, for example, are so different from the standard suit he wears. But he still like unmasks in his normal look. So it's like if they do
Yeah.
that for all the Peter suits and Miles' suits in the sequel, then
That's
going to
like going
be
insane
great.
at this point. Yeah, like they're gonna go insane with if they were to do for all of the suits.
Like they're doing that, and yeah, like gradual suit damage. Like, do you mean, Bill Dozer? Do you mean like gradual suit damage, like what we got in Miles, or like the Arkham games, where his suit gradually gets worse over the course of the story? Because that's happened where it's like Batman's like in this pristine-looking outfit, at the beginning of all the Arkham games, and all of a sudden he has like this battered-down bat suit by the end of all of them.
The guy muted himself again.
Oh, DJ? Oh, I'm
God.
sure he just probably AFK. He'll be back. But yeah, stuff like that, like, you know, elaborating further on the systems they've already put forth in all the other games, and
Like,
expanding on it further and elaborating on all the cool stuff with the systems of the suit damage and customization in that way, like player input would be very, very cool to see.
yeah, like honestly, like I will not mind either or. Like I'm fine with either or if they go with. But yeah, I think that's everything we have to talk about, right?
I know. This whole time I've been doing side missions and clearing out the map for crimes and stuff. But yes.
I mean, we talked about games, we talked about movies, we talked about the rumors, the bro, trust me, source news.
Bro, trust me, source talked about the suit, Wraith playable, which I don't think so. Black Suit Spider-Man's involvement, Venom's involvement, Peter and Miles' stories, the Black Suit's incorporation, Brian Intar's statements, Bill Roseman's statements, which is insane. And one of the reasons why I hate leaks like this, because people think, like, there are some people, Ghosty, out there who think that the Black Suit thing is a fact. So, like, they think that every suit in this game is going to have a Black Suit variant. They think that's a fact right now because there's just some idiots out there on YouTube, like, promoting it. And I won't say who, because there's a very clear example of a person who has done that, but they think it's a confirmed thing, but it's not. It's not Super Rebel, but it's someone else. It's they just say like, oh, it's confirmed that the Black Suit variant is going to be for every suit in the game. That is not an officially confirmed thing, and they get like the facts twisted. Of like, some people are still like surprised that the game is not co-op.
That's a keeper.
It's like they confirmed that as an official detail in the PlayStation blog the first day, but they're like, what? There's no co-op in the game that they confirmed already? Yes. Yes, because they confirmed it day one.
In the official post by PlayStation, yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what you're talking about with being surprised by this very common fact is happening. So it's like, yeah, like all the stuff that we've talked about is either a rumor or speculation on our end, other than what's already been confirmed by Insomniac. Not like they're going to have a Black Suit arc where Peter kills Miles. Like, we don't know. We do not know. Yeah.
We do not know. Like only like this is why I always suggest to people do research.
Exactly.
Like do your research. Like find your source. It's like make sure that your source are reliable and not just be like source.
Surely, if you have been to high school, like anyone watching, you should know like how much they make you forcefully do works cited pages and credit your
exactly. Yeah.
This is why
high school.
This is why
high school.
Really?
So much.
Real? Wait. Did you, I forgot what I was gonna. Well, DJ, did you enjoy your high school life, or?
It was like a little mixed because it started out really cool. I'll say like my best years were probably like sophomore year, and then like a little like first half of junior year.
Yeah.
It got completely screwed over by COVID. It got completely screwed over.
Huge.
Yeah.
Whoa, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Well, I think I've said this story to Franco and I think Ghosty as well. I know I shared it with my friend Josh, Spidey Skater Boy. So I graduated high school in 2016 with high honors. And then I did go to San Jose State University on a scholarship because it was part of this program, and I did it because of the political science major and all this. I'm like, yeah, just, kind of like the Neo in the Matrix, like, yeah, just going and living life, like, whatever. It's like, wake up, Neo, this is not who you're meant to be. It's like, oh, what? That was like a single from the game, like, whoa, okay, never mind then. But then that, my point is, like, I loved my high school life, junior year and senior year. I loved every second of high school in my because it was weird because it was a college prep high school. But in now because in college doing these courses, I was at San Jose State University for a year, and then I'm now in San Francisco City College. And what it was happening is that because I left, like I want to focus on creating this channel, this thing, this little tiny mini thing, the Spidey Squad. What happens. Then we're in the game, and then they shout us out, and they also put my name in the game too, which I'm freaking out over every time I see it.
Evan F.
Evan F. Next to the GTA references with the weapons expert Evan F, which is insane. But there's that, and then also but then with college, so COVID happened during your senior year.
Oh my gosh, it was
or junior year.
So like I was in probably like the second half of my junior year, and boom. COVID just we went on spring break, and that's where like that's the downfall. We went on spring break and we just didn't go back, and I was like, oh cool, no school.
Yeah, hooray.
It was fun for like the first part.
Early spring break, let's go.
I had so much more time to like hang out with my friends. I got like do so much other stuff, but then we realized like, oh wait, we're not going to be able to do much, huh? And then we started having to do like assignments at home.
Yes.
I was at the point where like
I know the pain.
I was at like the point where like I was like, I don't even care anymore, and that like kind of like screwed me over.
That's been me for 2 years straight now for like all my assignments online. It's like
oh my goodness,
yeah,
it's way too much,
Yeah, well, for me personally, like my high school years were like the only thing I remember from those high school years was watching Flarka videos all after. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, please. Honored.
Because I mean, I discovered Evan during those high school years. Funny enough, I actually discovered Evan during those.
Both of you? Oh, that's very sweet. Well, thank you. I hope I was able to give you some source of entertainment or something.
Dude, I was like honestly grew up with watching the Game Informer stuff, the Radioactive Replay. Dude, I was watching those Game Informer. I'd watch like the Game Informer videos, and then I'd watch you talk about it after.
The when they did the coverage of like the whole like showcase in April.
That was like the best month.
That was literally Spider-Man Nirvana. Like for fans on Twitter, like every day was heaven because every day they showed a new piece of footage. Every day they got more excited for the game. Every day we got more hyped with each other about what they're going to show next and all this stuff. And it's like, what's Brian going to say? What's the developer going to show off? Like, that was incredible.
Yeah, and even like back then, like I because I didn't really speak English that well. Like my English was not that well fluid, so I was just watching Evan and I was like I kind of understood what Evan's saying, but not that much.
Not that much. Cool.
But then obviously like my English did got better as years went on. Like I basically I learned my English and now I can speak English much better than I did.
Yeah, you sound incredible.
Amazing.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Evan. That's a big compliment. Thank you. But yeah, like the best days of those high school, like besides just hanging out with some good friends and one or two moments in high school. But for the most part, it was all just watching Evan Fularka videos. Whatever there's new, whenever they show something new on PS4, I'm like, oh my god, Evan did upload a new video. Click.
Click.
Wow, well, I'm honored. Thank you. That means a lot to me, Ghosty. That I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, for me, high school was awesome for me. Like I love being able to just interact with everybody there because my college prep school, Oceana High School, was one of those like cliche small town communities where everyone knows everybody, and it was just very, very nice and very friendly, and all the teachers were so into it, and they actually cared about the students and gave feedback. Unlike nowadays, where they don't too much.
Yeah, must be nice.
I know. Oh man. Well, trust me. Sometimes it wasn't nice. Sometimes it was not all that great. Mainly in my high school, they had this thing which I actually really liked doing, but it was probably hell for a lot of other people, called the Senior Exhibition, and it was this project where literally we had to do a year-long research about a controversial topic to elaborate upon.
You talked about this, yeah.
Yes, I love doing it because I talked about colleges, and that was my thing. Like, well, if I'm gonna go to college, I should probably research about college. And it's like, well, what can I do? Oh yeah, is college necessary? Like, pretty much, like, is college a source of education that people need, and should tuition be free for people? Because it is free in other countries, and it's like, why doesn't America do that? And it's like, oh yeah, because money, and people are corrupt and dumb. So there's all that, and I did it, and I passed it with flying colors, which was sweet, and I love doing it. But I learned a lot from my high school, way more than my college, because in college, and this brings back to COVID, what my whole point was going to be, is that I started re-attending college, I should say, in 2020. In early 2020. It's like in San Francisco City College under the communications major, which I'm still doing 2 years later during online classes and COVID. It's just nonsense. And going there was weird, and the teachers were disassociated from one another, and they weren't really that organized, and it was a really odd system. But then, and I can say this because it's a public domain thing, and I'm not like under an NDA or anything, and I was so shocked because of how close I was to getting it. But this was before Avengers came out and what we knew the game was going to be. So before, we thought it was just going to be another cool Marvel game. Like, oh, fun, fine. And then I interviewed Andy Wong from Crystal Dynamics, who now left the company, but he was there previously. I interviewed him about his role as a community manager working at Crystal Dynamics on Avengers, and his role, because at that time we still only had the A-Day demo. I was going to ask, like, what about other stuff in the game? What about Spider-Man? You know, like asking stuff like that. But I also got to ask him questions about like his role, and that's kind of something what I would want to do as a job, like community director, social media manager, because that's what I'm doing now, studying communications. Like, I really love to do something like that if at all possible. And like, I want to learn from the masters. Like, what info would you have, and what's your journey been like? And learning about his backstory was super cool. And he's such a nice guy, and he didn't deserve any of the hate that he got because of handling how bad Avengers was. But he's such a great guy and super passionate about the fans and the community and all that. Taking time out of his day to let me interview him was awesome. So he's the best. I hope he's doing well. And with that, oh, sorry.
No. I was just gonna bring up about like how cool it's been that you've been like able to interview like people from like Insomniac, people from Game Informer. There's the YouTuber that's like gotten to interview like everybody.
They are the coolest, and they care about all you guys too. You DJ, you Ghosty, you guys watching. They're so into it, which is why I personally care more about, like I keep saying, the games are so much more impactful than these movies, because it's like a tight-knit community of these game developers who are just sitting down, working hard, working these games. Like, I see, like, people think like Sam Raimi, right? Like, they're just fine, cool, yeah. I see like Bill Roseman and Brian Intar as like visionaries for me.
Yeah.
Like, I just think them and like Jacinda Chu and Gavin Goulden, who's the art director for this game, you know, and Aaron Jason Espinoza, who's the senior community manager at Insomniac. He's super down to earth, and he's such a nice guy. And they've reached out, and like even Isabel Sue, who's super awesome and super friendly. She's the associate creative manager at Marvel Games. She's like Bill Roseman's right-hand woman, and she's super cool. She's actually, like, shockingly enough, she's like referenced me in meetings that they have at Marvel, and like also like recommend me to like other people. And like, wow, like I haven't heard anything back from them, but like she's super cool. And like, again, they always shout out like, we have all these really wonderful fans that, you know, that make Marvel what we are, about humanizing our stories and our characters, like the Spidey Squad in our Spider-Man game, and like the fans who play our Avengers games. They bring us up during their official board meetings when they're talking about their games, and it's really cool. And I'm just honored to be a part of that, and just think they care about us that much on such a personal level, because it's such a, you know, wholesome group of individuals who care about the fans and all that, right? So my point is, I was talking to Andy before working anywhere. Like, I'm still not working anywhere. I'm still just doing YouTube and school full time. But I asked, like, are you guys having any positions open? And he's like, well, there's actually going to be like a testing position soon for Crystal for Avengers. And I, shockingly enough, am right near Crystal Dynamics' studio in Redwood City, like Pacifica, California, and Redwood City, California are like just like a few miles away from each other. So they're like right in my backyard. and it's insane.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I applied, and this is where it gets depressing. I applied online during my finals of the semester while I was working hard on all my assignments, going to school while working on YouTube videos in 2020. Waiting for Avengers to release and seeing what other news could happen. This is before we even knew Miles was going to happen, right? Because they didn't announce Miles at that point. And,
jeez.
Yeah, so that was still early at that point. We didn't even know. We all thought Marvel Spider-Man 2, when's that coming out? And then they announced Miles instead, right? So they did that, and then I applied to their position for a testing role at Crystal Dynamics, and out of nowhere, a pandemic happened. So it's like, motherfucker. Like, that's just, if that's not a sign from God, like, I don't know what is. Like, that was just depressing.
It really did screw over everybody.
It screwed up everybody, and I would have gotten that position too if it wasn't for that meddling pandemic.
Really?
Yes, because then it was an in-person role to test Avengers at the Crystal Dynamics studio, which is in San Francisco, which is where I live. And then when they they announced the role and the job, and it's all there. Oh, I didn't mean to do the web blossom. Whoop. They have that, and they just canceled it because no one could work in the studio, because this whole studio moved out because they couldn't work in the studio anymore because of social distancing and the pandemic.
God,
so that just stopped everything, and then it's like that never went. That never happened because of the pandemic.
God was like, Evan, you're gonna play Avengers? No,
no more. Apparently not. Yes. But then we did, and then it just kind of fizzled out. But the point is, it's like those opportunities, like for you, DJ, not getting to be able to experience high school the way you wanted to in your senior year, and that sucks. And Ghosty, I'm not sure about your high school life or what happened when the pandemic occurred initially for you.
Believe me, like when it
wasn't good.
In my last year was basically like it was going fine, like the first couple of days, and then in March, COVID hit.
That just hurts. I just saw Blasty, our boy Blasty Games in the chat. What's up, bro?
Yeah, and then,
happy belated birthday, by the way, to Blasty as well. Recently turned 21. Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah,
you can drink.
You can drink.
Yeah, like literally, COVID hit in March, and then we took a break, and then in April we have to continue our classes.
Yes.
On freaking home, like on the internet. And
that was the worst part.
Oh my fucking god!
I don't know how, but they seem like they were immediately ready for it. For my school, at least, they were like, "Oh, a pandemic happened? Get online, you dumbass!" It's like, "Oh, like what? You think we're not gonna fail you if you don't do it anyways?" Like, yeah, because I thought you would be an exception for a pandemic occurring, and nope, get on it. Like, oh, all right then.
Pandemic hit, no problem. Get on the internet, you dumb.
Like, it's like, wow, all right. It's like, literally, that's how they were. That's how they are still. It's like, great.
Yeah,
so,
that is how it is still.
It's
I remember
just a weird thing.
For a little bit, they had... So, in the first part of it, like, junior year, like, end of my junior year, they had, they posted the assignments, and it's like, if you don't do them, you don't do them. If you do them, good. It bumps your grade up, like, a little bit. But it didn't really matter in the long run.
But they were chill about it?
They would like still email you like, hey, you're gonna fail. You better do these assignments before the year ends. And still,
right.
But they still didn't care. They did not care.
See, me, it's the opposite. It's like, you don't do them, goodbye then. It's like, what?
Goodbye.
Okay.
It's like in superhero movie where like, oh, you need a job? No job, no credit, no problem. Oh, that was last month. No job, no credit, eat shit.
Oh, I love that movie. Oh, Bill Dozer has to go. I should go now. Have fun, everyone. Thank you, Bill, for joining the stream. Hopefully, we were able to answer any questions you threw our way. I'm sorry if we didn't answer any of them.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. Actually, I think we should probably end because I have to go out in like 5 minutes.
You do? What time is it? Oh my god. It is 4:14! Oh my god, we've been streaming for like 3 hours? Oh no.
Boy.
It's 7 p.m. here in my country. My god.
I'm so sorry, Ghosty. Did not mean to keep you up that long.
It's okay. But I think we should seriously like wrap it up because I have to go out in like 10 minutes.
Ghosty has to bounce. I probably have to check up on a few things myself. And
Same.
I think we've all played this game a million times now, so we know that I've just kind of been playing this as a little background thing while we're talking about the sequel, which we still don't have any
True.
official news on, and waiting for more Marvel games goodness like Wolverine, and hopefully the goated Amy Hennig game, and the Midnight Suns, which I hope is good when that comes out.
Do you have
Yeah.
any theories on like what it could possibly be, the Sundance game or whatever?
Yeah, the
Or the
Skydance
Skydance?
Media Amy Hennig led game.
Evan did already a video about that.
I did do a video about it with my buddy Will Foran, who we theorized what it could be, but Kevin Smith, crazy enough, comic popularity icon Kevin Smith, he knows someone who is writing the game, and he implied it's either a Fantastic Four game or an Ant-Man game.
I could see Ant-Man.
And not any mention of Daredevil, though, which I know a lot of people want, but
Oh my god, I wanted that
I
Daredevil game.
I think it might be Fantastic Four because the blog post that highlighted them making the game, they said, balancing the great stories and humor that comes with these characters, plural. So humor and characters, and I think that fits Fantastic Four perfectly.
I feel like this is like more like just brand synergy. I feel like it could be Fantastic Four because they have the movie coming out soon.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Which
that
is
has to
not
get
being
delayed.
directed by John Watts, baby. We won today. Oh,
We won,
man.
boys.
News to Astonish came in with that bomb drop, and that was hilarious.
We had
So
no
that was
idea. We had no idea that actually happened in stream. Like, my god.
in stream.
That goes to show you how much we've been on Twitter today.
Exactly. 0%. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, I think what Ghosty says rings true. We've been streaming for, I think, can you tell how long we've streamed? If you look in the, is there a way to look at how long? Over 3 hours.
3 hours
probably.
and 19 minutes.
Oh,
3 hours and
baby! A triple, and a good one at that. 3 friends
boy.
in total, 3 people, I should say, in the stream in total, talking about these games. 3 Spider-Man games, 3 Spider fans, and that's just a good time waiting to happen. And definitely it did, because again,
Yes.
lots of love to each and every one of you for supporting the channel as much as you guys have been. Thank you to all the people who donated. JP, I think maybe some from Bill Dozer, and just a bunch of other amazing people. Is wonderful that you guys have been able to do that, and just I can't thank you enough for being able to continuously supporting the channel as much as you all have, and I genuinely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I hope I can keep doing all you guys justice with these videos, these streams, these Twitter posts, these collabs with all these other wonderful creators I'm able to talk to as often as I can. And I definitely expect, hopefully one of these days, we can do another charity stream with Ghosty and
Hopefully.
Franco and the Spidey Squad, raising money for a good cause, because we love doing that, giving back to the community. You've heard my origin story already, probably a lot of times during the stream and other streams, but just, yeah, like, we love being able to give back to the fans, because, as you probably pull it up here, the Spidey Squad pin in the game, boom. Just being able to allow this group has come so far, and I'm so proud of everything that everyone has been able to do within the group and the community that we've formed and the family that I think we've built together as a tight-knit unit is just very, very special to me, and just seeing how well people have responded to the group and seeing how much it's impacted everybody is wonderful, and I'm just lucky to be a part of it, and I hope we can keep doing you all justice with what we continue to do with either our videos or, you know, sharing other people's videos or sharing Spider-Man news and theories or just discussing the character in any form of media, not just the game, but the comics, movies, TV shows. All that is what we're here for, and we are here for you. So I'm so happy to be able to keep doing this, and I hope I can keep doing it in a way that you guys will enjoy and cherish as the years go by, and as the game is, I think, even though we haven't heard any news, I genuinely think it's going to be right around the corner. Like, it's not going to come out like spring 2023. I definitely think like we're looking at like a fall 2023 release date, if I'm being honest.
I'm expecting a showcase of Spider-Man 2 most likely by the second half of this year.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like, it's going to go by so fast is my point. Like, it's going to be like, oh, there's the gameplay demo, and then boom, it's out. Just watch. Like, it's going to go by in a blink of an eye, and we're going to be here to enjoy the ride with all you, and hopefully sharing even more wonderful memories along the way. So thank you all so much. Again, leave a like on the stream, share it, subscribe to the channel, whatever, all that YouTube nonsense that the algorithm loves. But it goes a long way at the end of the day. And if you enjoyed it, leaving any one of those as a little way to say thank you would greatly appreciate on my end. And I'm very happy to have been joined by DJ and Ghosty in the party to talk to. And hopefully they can hear you in the audio once they play the stream back afterwards.
It was great to be here.
It was great to be here with Evan. It's always such a fun experience hanging out with him.
Yes.
And yeah, it was so much fun. Definitely expect and stay tuned for that collab video that I'm doing with Evan regarding Midnight Suns.
Ghosty and I, we've talked about it previously. Whenever we get more news about Midnight Suns, the game, we will do a video about it because we're kind of looking forward to it. And of course, if there's any actual, not fake, 4chan, Reddit leak news or rumors of Marvel Spider-Man 2, when there's actual legitimate news to talk about for the game, I will talk about it for sure. And hopefully I'll be able to do you guys justice with the videos that I make for the game down the line. And with all that said, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Blasty, I see. I just saw congrats on 80K subscribers. Thank you, Blasty. Congrats on your birthday and also you reaching, I think, a subscriber milestone I saw recently, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Twitter follower, something. I know you reached a milestone with something, but congrats to you for just being awesome as always. And
can I do the outro?
Yes, Ghosty, if you want to, or DJ, okay. Whoever feels like up to it, if you know it.
Ghosty, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. Hopefully you all enjoy it. And without further ado, stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.
There you go, baby. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Would hear again for that outro.
Would hear again. Would hear again.
It's sensational, amazing, awesome. Spectacular. All the adjectives.
Amazing.
Incredible. All right. But yes, again, thank you both, DJ and Ghosty, for joining me. And until next time, true believers, as always, stay spectacular, Spidey fans, and peace out. Spidey Squad forever. Thank you all again so much for watching. It truly means a lot. Here's to the next 10K, 100K, wherever we get subscribers. We'll see what happens. But until then, I'll keep doing my best for all you, and hopefully it means a lot to you as much as it does to me making the content that I do, because it does truly mean the world to me. So thank you again, guys. See you next time.
You're welcome.
See ya.
See you.